Pitch by Busich. Shot on a miss.
It's time for Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage of tonight's broadcast is sponsored by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Caldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, the Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Tacos Shava, Together for Youth, Valley Tractor, and Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Now, let's go live to Paul Thomas Senior Field on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College for Apple Sox baseball on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
So the Apple Sox will advance.
Colorado Mesa University, number 11.
And a good Friday afternoon. Welcome to Paul Thomas Senior Baseball Stadium here on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. It's time for Apple Sox baseball. First of a three-game series between the Sox and the Port Angeles Lefties. Along with Brandon Schmidt, I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, Wenatchee's off to a good start. Every series they've played so far, they've won that series.
Yes, that is true, and they've been playing good baseball. Even in the games that they haven't won, they've shown very good promise.
Yeah, a couple of nights ago we were here for a wild game back and forth that saw the Apple Sox take an early 6-0 lead, and then Camels just wouldn't go away and ended up winning it by 3 runs in the 10th inning. The Apple Sox claim a victory last night, but that wasn't easy either. They had to come back a couple of different times to get that one done. A 11-7 the final, a big 5-run inning for the Apple Sox late in the 7th, and that was the difference in the ballgame last night.
Yeah, that was the thing that happened in the first 2 games of that series is they only scored in 1 inning. So hopefully we can get multiple innings where we're getting some runs and keep on taking it to them.
Well, the key with any team, doesn't matter what the team sport, is win the games you can, right?
Yes.
So Apple Sox coming to this one at 8-4 on the season. Port Angeles is not off to a good start.
No.
Just 2 wins so far on the season for the Lefties as they come in after sweeping aside the Seattle Gumbaroos or whatever they were. It was non-league, and usually that's not the best quality of opponent you'll find. Port Angeles 2-7 in league play coming in, and again, for Wenatchee and for Coach Mitch Darlington, win the games you can.
Exactly. Yeah, you always want to make sure that you win a series, which they've been doing a very good job of. But like you said, you need to win the games that you're supposed to win, and these are 3 games this weekend weekend that we should walk away with.
Mitch Haythorne will be on the mound trying to do that accomplishment for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. So that is, good because he's off to a good start. We'll talk about his numbers coming up. First, we have our national anthem here tonight on a good crowd on a Friday night. A blustery night here at the ballpark. We'll talk about the weather as well coming up here on the NCWLIFE channel. Now, our national anthem.
Proud member of the American Legion, Christy is a familiar face voice at local events. It is an honor to share her talents with the community once again.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of arms bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Now let's send out the open tonight's play ball kid, Rody.
Well, there we go with our national anthem. Thank you to Christy for that as we get ready for baseball here tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Again, along with Brandon Schmidt and I'm Eric Grandstrom here on the NCWLIFE channel. Port Angeles has a record of 2-7 coming in. They're down in the bottom of the stack as far as the North standings are concerned. Of course, they split the season into two halves. You've got the first half, you got the second half. So even if things don't go your way in the first half, you can still qualify for the playoffs if you win the second half.
That's very true. And, a lot of these teams have people that are still playing in the College World Series too, so some of the guys that will be your better players could be showing up in that second half.
Well, in case in point, we've got a few that are on the roster for Port Angeles that there's no information on them other than a name and a jersey number.
Right.
So that's a good indication that this fella just arrived. Well, you just talked to one who's their starting pitcher tonight, right?
No, he's one of their fielders.
Okay.
Tyler Schulman. He's not a very smart kid. He just attends Harvard University.
Yeah, that's all. Just spending his time in the summer at Port Angeles.
Yeah.
He says he's a California boy, or?
He didn't. I was asking him where he was from, and he gave me Harvard. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, at that, you pretty much just stopped talking.
Yeah. I was in awe.
Anything you say after that is just not going to sound
right.
all that good. So, ready for baseball here tonight. Taylor Kirk, Tommy Markey, and Tyler Schulman, the one you were just talking about,
yes,
who is the top three batting order here tonight.
Yeah, Tyler's their third baseman, and Tommy's center fielder, and Taylor Kirk's their shortstop tonight.
So that is the start of the order here for the visitors, the Port Angeles Lefties. By the way, if you're curious, which I was, about lefties as a mascot. Well, that's actually not their mascot. Their mascot is a marmot, like we have them in East Wenatchee. Right. Groundhog, a.k.a. Pig whistle, a.k.a.
Yeah.
But the marmot is an Olympia marmot, as in the Olympic Peninsula. Of course, from Port Angeles, that makes sense. And if you look at their logo, it looks kind of like a beaver. If you look at the critter, it's a marmot. But you will notice it's batting left-handed.
There you go.
So lefties.
There you go.
But the whole name of lefties, I thought it was maybe something that had to do with maritime or dock workers or something like that. No. There is no reason for the lefties other than they tried to get the marmot as their official mascot. So it'd be the Port Angeles Marmots. But when they attempted to do that, they found that there's a outdoor gear manufacturer that has Marmot. They've got that copywritten. And then also Major League Baseball has put the wraps on Marmot as well. So no chance for them to pay the rights fees to get access to it.
Yeah.
So maybe they were left out of having a mascot, so that's why the lefties.
We can make up any stories we want.
We can.
Right?
We can. Yeah, why not? So we've got the umpire here talking to the crew on the first base side. Just a little reminder about our protective gate that's out in front of the dugout, little fence down there. And our first wind of delivery by Mitch Haythorne is swung on and
pretty good.
Hit hard, deep to left, and a long run for the left fielder. And how about Jack Barker making the diving grab for the first out of the game? And that's where you want to start things defensively.
Yeah, for sure. I think the wind held that thing up for him pretty good because that ball was hit well. It looked like he was going to have to turn and show his numbers, which means instant double. But he did a great job of not giving up on that and making a great play.
That'll bring up Tommy Markey, the center fielder out of Fordham. A couple of Fordham universities.
Back-to-back guys.
Yeah. First pitch here, he's a little bit outside the strike zone. 1-0 the count here as Mitch Haythorne gets a start here. We saw him on opening night, did we not?
We did, yeah.
As we were here for the first game of the season for the Wenatchee Apple Sox with the Yakima Valley Pippins in town. Of course, that would be the only game of the weekend they would not win.
Yes.
While we were here.
I know. Last year we were undefeated, and this year we got to get a win here to get us back to even.
We have an interesting wind blowing here tonight, and that made that an interesting play for Jake Sanko. But he's able to get out there in shallow right field to make the catch for the out. So 2 up, 2 down here for Haythorne, and that'll bring up Tyler Schulman, or Schulman, did he say?
Yeah.
Schulman, okay. Harvard, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't know anything of him other than he's from Harvard. So he'll take an educated approach, I would assume, here from the left-handed batter's box, and his first swing is fouled off past the Apple Sox dugout on the third base side.
They're super aggressive tonight at the plate, aren't they?
Yeah, we saw that here a couple of nights ago with the visitors from Kamloops.
Yeah.
They were jumping on pitches early. Well, when you got a pitching staff that likes to throw strikes, then sure, get on it early. This pitch swung on and grounded to the right side, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Didn't get through all the way. Nice job by Sanko. I didn't think he had a chance of getting to that one. He was able to sprawl out and stop it from leaking into right field. So a 2-out single to Schulman. And that brings up Jay O'Neill, the right fielder, 6'2", 185-pound junior from Georgia Gwinnett. Is it Gwinnett or Gwinnell?
Gwinnett.
Oh, Gwinnett.
Yeah.
Okay. That's, again, Brandon and I are educated on different universities around our great country. And Georgia Gwinnett, not one I was ever heard of before.
No, that's a new one for me, too.
Missing with the first pitch was Haythorne to O'Neill from Georgia Gwinnett. This pitch, fastball, misses inside for ball 2. Our home plate umpire tonight is Tom Purchase, and the base umpire is Taylor Parsons. 2-man crew once again here for the West Coast League. And league action, 2-0 the count as Haythorne checks a runner over his shoulder at first base. And the pitch misses away for ball 3. So Haythorne was across the plate to the first 3 batters he faced. Gave up a base hit. Now he's having a little trouble finding the strike zone against the lefty in the batter's box here in Jay O'Neill. Tossed to the bag at first. One thing that we'd talk about here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, if you're tuning in from around the country, you haven't seen this ballpark before, it is situated in a way that the sun sets over third base. Pitch on the way is outside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to O'Neill puts runners at first and second here for Port Angeles, and that'll bring up Eric Valdivia. So Valdivia is 5'11", 230-pound junior from, here's another one, Chaffee College. Chaffee? Is it Chaffee?
Yep.
Okay. Have you heard of Chaffee before?
Okay, so I've heard of Chaffee. Now, I don't know if I've heard of the college Chaffee, but I know Chaffee baseball, but that's a team out of the Bellevue area.
This pitch swung on it a mile high to right field, and coming in is Brady Bean. He will fight the sun, fight the wind, and make the catch, and that'll be an out, and that'll retire the side here for Port Angeles. So the lefties are scoreless. Apple Sox are due up next. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today and let's find your happy place.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Welcome back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, or AKA loudspeakers out of control. Caden Martinez, Brady Bean, and Kyle Panyanabon. See, I worked on it. I did. And that's the first of 97 times I'll say it here tonight, if we're lucky. Those are the leadoff men for Coach Mitch Darlington for the Apple Sox with a record of 8-4. They're just behind Bellingham by a game in the West Coast League North Division standings. Bell's coming off a sweep of the last 3 days over the Bend Elks. So Bend, Elks, Bellingham, Bells, a lot of B's in there.
Yeah, there is a lot of
consonants.
B's there. Yeah. And they're probably bull elks too. So
actually, it's named after the Elks Club.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Yep. So Cade Martinez will step up and lead it off here for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Cade is having a good season so far here for the summer for Wenatchee, as he'll step in and look at the first pitch on the way from Garrett Holpick. Is that what we said?
Yep, Holpick.
Okay, Holpick out on the mound. Martinez batting .278 for Wenatchee and 36 at-bats so far this summer.
Doing a good job defensively, too.
Yes, he is. 0-1 count to him here. Swung on him, fouled or missed, and the count quickly 0-2 to Cade. Senior out of UC San Diego, 6 feet, 180 pounds.
Not much better places to go to college than San Diego.
I'm telling you. Kids, you get a choice. Pitch on the way here, swung on a chop towards the shortstop on 2 hops, fielding it and throwing over in time for the out for the lefties on the left side of the infield was Taylor Kirk.
You know, the only problem with going to college down there is you can't afford to live there when you get done.
Yeah, that's right.
You get a taste of heaven, and then you can't live there.
So we had a deal. I don't know if they still do it anymore, but when I went to college, you had to live on campus your freshman year. After that, you could live off campus, but
unless you lived in the area, then
right.
I think
or
relatives or whatever live there.
Yeah, that's how I worked it. My grandparents lived not too far away from the university, and
nice.
I learned that while that was a great opportunity to save money, it was not the greatest thing socially for a freshman in college.
No. That ball fit pretty good, and the wind's taking that thing.
And it's going to go all the way out of the ballpark.
There we go. Brady Bean.
Brady Bean with a home run.
That thing got up in the jet streams, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Brady Bean, that's his first home run of the season, and the Apple Sox have done pretty well when they get the long ball early, and they get it here in the bottom of the first tonight.
You know, we've seen way more balls hit out to right field from right-handed hitters than we've seen hit out to left field by anybody.
True. And it seems this year anyway, the balls have been hit out to right by right-handers more than left-handers.
Yeah. And that just speaks to a good swing. You know, you oftentimes will see major leaguers that are swinging, and, you know, they're getting paid to hit home runs, so they're going to take their hands outside the ball and try and pull every pitch. But as a college kid, you should be taking your hands, in high school and younger kids, you should be taking your hands inside the ball, and that will...
Diving play by the shortstop. Taylor's throw across the diamond, not in time. Infield single for Kyle Panyanabon.
The first baseman.
See? You see that?
Yep, that was good.
I'm on it. So Ponyanabon aboard with 1 out here in the inning, 1 run in, and that'll bring up Noah Fields. 6'2", 200-pound junior from the University of Texas Arlington. Playing first base tonight for the Apple Sox, batting .292 on the summer so far, with 14 hits and 48 at-bats, 11 runs, 14 RBI. So you want this guy in your lineup offensively however you can. First pitch to him is taken for a strike. 0-1 the count. Not a lot of movement for Holpuck. He's across the plate, and the Apple Sox taking advantage of that so far.
He's yet to throw a ball.
Holpick will turn and try a pickoff move over to the bag at first. Kind of slowed down once he turned over to look because Ponyanabon was not too far off the bag over there. It's one thing Wenatchee, and Mitch Darlington is an aggressive guy on the base paths. We haven't seen a lot of attempts at stealing. Here's a base hit that will bounce high over the center fielder's head. That's going to allow Ponyanabon to move over to third base on the play. So give Fields a base hit. Sox in business here in the bottom of the first with Ponyanabon over at third base. And that'll bring up Jack Barker. Barker, left fielder for the Apple Sox on the summer, batting .333 with 10 hits and 30 at-bats. He's only got 7 ribbies on the season so far, but here's a good chance to pick up another one. As Barker steps in the left-handed batter's box, and the pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. Still yet to throw a ball is Barrett Holpuck.
So I was saying the hands inside the ball, that's going to create a lot of backspin on the ball, which is what allowed that ball from Brady Bean to
line drive here is going to get into the gap out in right center, and RBI single, maybe a double, sliding in head first. That's aggressive there by Jack Barker. And is he okay? He slid in head first to the bag at second. We'll see if he's all right. Looks like he's getting up a little bit gimpy out there and shaking his right arm around. Mitch Darlington comes out his way as he hands the protective gear to the coach and says, I'm fine, I'm going to shake it off, and give him an RBI.
I think he got stepped on there, possibly.
Oh, that could be. With the throw that came in.
That was extremely aggressive. I love to see that.
Ponyanabon scores easily. He walks home on the play. Meanwhile, over to third goes Fields. So runners at second and third for the Apple Sox. And the first ball thrown here of the inning by Holpuck is a 1-0 count to Jake Sanko. Sanko, sophomore out of Grand Canyon University. Chance to pick up another Ducks on the pond here. And the pitch on the way is high for a ball. 2-0 the count to Sanko.
You know, we talk about a lot about throwing first pitch strike and first pitch strikes and being around the plate. And sometimes it's good to be wild, you know, because if you are wild, people can't sit on your pitches.
True.
And I think in that first set there for the first 5 hitters for us, people were sitting, and he needs to be a little bit more wild, I would say.
Well, he's been wild for the first 3 pitches here. This one's in for a strike. 3-1 the count to Sanko.
You like to see contact as a pitcher, but we've been hitting the ball pretty hard.
This pitch is a strike 2 called. Sanko kind of looked like he thought it was a ball. First base is open here. Full count. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back, getting off the catcher's glove and back to the backstop here. Count stays full to Sanko at 3-2. Will White is catching for Mr. Holpuck here. The battery for Port Angeles. Apple Sox up 2-0. Good way to start off a stand here at home and first of 3 games. And starting the night off with runners around. Pitch here, swung on a chop back off the plate.
Oh, no.
Pitcher off will field, and then the runner caught between. The throw home. Here we got a rundown between home and third base, and tagged out will be the runner down there, Noah Fields. He came home on contact, and unfortunately, where we've seen that high bounding ball off the plate, that time didn't go so high.
No, it didn't. The one thing on that, I would have liked to have seen Jack take off and just go to third base and accept that we're going to get an out there, but at least we'll have a runner at third base instead of at only second. I understand why he went back, but in that case, just accept the fact that we're going to.
Yeah, because as Fields turned to go back to third, Barker was about 2 steps from the bag. Pitch on the way here, swung on and fly ball, hit foul down the right field line, hit the post. Now, what are the odds? You've got a light post. It did go through? I thought it hit it.
It went out of play.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing the light post rock back and forth, but that's from our winds.
From the wind.
0-1 the count to Camden Bates, who made his debut the other night for the Apple Sox. Heck of a debut as well. 2 for 4 on the night. Pitch here swung on, and this one's foul, and that one's heading towards that pole again, but went through.
Yep, those kids over there, there's a couple kids sitting outside, and they just walked away with two brand new baseballs.
They're just sitting pretty. 0-2 the count to Camden. Junior out of Arizona State University. Coming into town this week. Not too much different weather here than down in the Phoenix area right now. Pitch swung on and fouled back. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling in Wenatchee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call today at 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net. And when you spell air, it's A-I-R-E for Alpine Air. 0-2 count to Bates here. Runners at first and second. Sox are hoping for more than just the 2 runs. 2 outs now. This pitch swung on a grounded on a hop. Ugly hop to the first baseman, but he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. So that'll do it for Wenatchee. They had big promise, but turns out to be a 2-run inning. Give credit to Brady Bean on the home run to right. And the Sox are up 2-0 as we head to the second frame here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Quality, performance, and style.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. We can move this time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Chance Doty, Dom Dominguez, and Will White drew up here in the second for Port Angeles as the lefties find themselves on the scoreboard bottom side right now, trailing at 2-0 after the Apple Sox. Boy, I thought they had a chance to get a lot more than that in that first frame.
You know, we ended up having 4 hits in that inning and balls that were hit hard, and that Port Angeles honestly did a really good job of holding us to 2.
Well, and, you know, kind of an unlucky swing and a bounding ball off the plate that goes right back to the pitcher, and they get the rundown between home and third.
Yeah.
You know, that was the second out of the inning, and then nice play by the first baseman.
Right.
To get the final out of the inning. So, good job by the lefties there defensively. So, Chance Doty steps up. The first pitch to him off speed. How about that, Coach? Throwing off speed on the first pitch?
Yeah. You know, if people are sitting fastball on you, then it's not a bad idea to do that.
Swinging a foul here by Doty in the count 0-2.
And, you know, the thing I like is Ed Neggs always said this to us when we were playing for him is never swing at first pitch off speed. You know, if he's going to throw a strike as
jump
an
ball,
then tip your cap to him and you're down 0-1, but you don't end up rolling over in a bad foul ball or a bad base hit. And I listened to him all the time on that, except for once, and grounded out to the first baseman. I was running down the first baseline, ran into the first baseman with my hand and ended up breaking my wrist. So I was done for the rest of the summer with that. So that really set with me.
Yeah, I imagine so. A strikeout looking by Doty. So he's gone for the first out. That's the first strikeouts by Mitch Haythorne here in the ball game. That brings up Dom Dominguez. Dominguez on the summer batting .233 coming in. It's interesting how they don't really have info on him in their roster. So it looks like he's a new guy, but he's got 30 at-bats.
Oh, that's
so he's been
interesting.
around a while.
Yeah. He's a big fellow. Big fellow.
I kept waiting for you to say galoot. He's a big galoot. Dominguez, well,
Big lad.
they're the lefties, so who knows what we call them here. This pitch misses, boy, just outside. Didn't miss by much. 3-0 the count to
pretty
Dominguez.
close to a check swing there, too. But impossible for the first base umpire to call on a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, definitely. And now the home plate umpire does check.
Yeah.
That apparently came from the dugout as our home plate umpire Tom Purchase calls timeout. Pitch here is just outside for ball 4. So
Even
second
Dominguez
time
thought
here
that
in the ball game that Mitch Haythorne has had a 4-pitch walk given up. That's with 1 out here in the second. That'll bring up Will White.
Will White.
White, 6 foot, 185-pound sophomore from Cal State Bakersfield. I've heard good things about that college. What do you know about Cal State Bakersfield?
I don't know much.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's in Bakersfield.
First pitch in there for a strike. Thank you, Captain Obvious. It's a dynamite drop in. 1 the count here to Will White. 1 on, 1 out. 2-0 Apple Sox on top here in the second. This pitch bounces in.
Good pick.
Nice stop by Tristan Mooney. I think this is our first time seeing Mr. Mooney behind the plate this season. 1-1 the count.
Or did he catch the other night? Last game.
No, it was
that was Hinkle.
Hinkle.
Yep, Henry Hinkle.
The windup and delivery, swing and a miss. Pitch was outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Abby's Pizza, for more than 50 years, has proudly served Northwest with toppings to the edge, 100% real cheese and freshly rolled dough. Order online at abbeys.com. 1-2 the count here. Curveball bounces in for a ball. Oh, speaking of which, we need to turn up our mic behind home plate a little bit to hear some of the game action.
Yeah.
Good crowd here tonight.
It is kids' night at the park. So they have some bouncy houses over there. And
2-1 pitch here, right down the middle for a called strike 3. Second backwards K in the inning here for Mr. Haythorne. Second out of the inning. That brings up Jeff Nelson.
Second baseman, number 17, Jeff Wilson.
Nelson, 5'11", 185-pound. We don't know because that's all we got on it. He's 5'11", 185 pounds.
Out of Jamestown University.
See, you got
senior.
more than I did.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch here. You said he's a senior?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
The evolution of the rosters throughout the early season is always an interesting thing in the West Coast League. And I'm sure for most summer collegiate baseball, because you got guys that are on 10-day contracts, They roll in, they roll out. You got new guys coming in, guys that were planning to come in and just arriving because maybe they were just ousted in the college playoffs. Speaking of which, bouncing in here, they appeal, and they say on the appeal that he went around on the swing. So as it turns out, Mitch Haythorne strikes out the side here in the second. To the bottom of the second we go. Sox on top 2-0 here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Apple Sox baseball on the NCWLIFE channel, brought to you in part by Apple Valley Honda, committed to preserving the environment not only with fuel-efficient vehicles, but also with other eco-friendly actions and alternatives. That's at Apple Valley Honda in East Wenatchee. 2-zip the score as we head to the bottom of the second. And Gunnar Penscover, he pitched last night. In fact, got the win last night for the Apple Sox. Will lead it off. He's playing center field for the Sox tonight. Tristan Mooney, the catcher, will come next. He's the number 9 batter. Then back to the top of the order for Cade Martinez. All right, Brandon Schmitten, give us an update on the College World Series and the OSU Beavers.
Oregon State's leading right now 3-1. I believe they're the home team, so it'd be the top of the ninth, going into the top of the ninth. So.
All right, hang on tight for Beavers. Gunnar Penscover out of Grand Canyon. A couple of Grand Canyon products playing for the Sox this summer. Garrett Holpick, first pitch. Got some oomph to it. But for a ball.
We talk about pitch count a lot too, and he had 22 pitches in that first inning, which is a little bit high for one inning. But luckily for him, they were able to get out of it, hold it to 22.
Yeah, Penscover kind of flailed that one a little bit. Evens count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Penscover batting .273 coming into tonight. This curveball, boy, that looked good. I guess missing for ball 2. 2-1 to count to Gunnar. See a lot of Gunners around these days.
That was a popular name about 20 years ago.
Yep. Nice play by the third baseman, ranging over to his left. Beautiful play over there by Tyler Schulman. There's your Harvard guy.
Yeah. He was smart enough to throw it to first base on that
one. So you got Tyler at third and Taylor at short. Another popular couple of names from that era. 5-3 on the putouts on Penscover as Mooney steps up. Swings at the first pitch, but fouls it down the left field line. A little bit behind that one.
There's a lot of kids running after those foul balls down there, all dressed in uniform.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta love that. And I love the fact that during the anthem here, a lot of the kids came out with the players to line up for the anthem and the introductions. The 0-1 pitch on the way is a little inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Trying to see if Mooney has had an at-bat this summer so far. I don't think, well, yeah, he has. He's had six at-bats. He's batting .167. This pitch misses low for ball 2. 2-1. Mooney. Tristan.
With a Y.
Yes.
T-R-Y.
So I wonder if he was supposed to be a girl and came out a boy.
I don't know.
I know a lot of Tristan girls that have the Y. No. This pitch misses inside. Good eye by Tristan Mooney. 3-1 the count. He gets one more pitch outside the strike zone. You could call him on board.
On board.
Pitch on the way to him. Swung on a hit up the first baseline. Hit the bag and trickles into right field. Rounding first, heading for second. Mooney going for a double, and how about it?
Yeah, that was a fortunate hop there for us. Eric Valdivia looked like he was in a good position to field that, and baseball gods were on our side that time.
So a runner in scoring position for Wenatchee.
And count that a double, too.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Tristan, his second base hit of the season. Puts him out at second base. And back to the top of the order for Cade Martinez. 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop. Pitch on the way to him is outside for ball 1.
And Tristan's from another uncommonly heard
Chaminade?
school. Chaminade.
I hear of Chaminade a lot in basketball,
yes,
not in baseball.
Yep, I agree. Ooh, 3-2 now. Louisville scored a run and got a guy at first base.
Pitch here, swung on a hit hard. That's through for a base hit. Mooney going to hold up at third base. First he had to wait because that ball was a line drive right at Taylor Kirk in front of him. Good job of base running by Mooney.
That was, yeah. Make sure that ball's down because it's an easy way to get doubled up and ruin an inning.
So runners on the corners for the Apple Sox in business again here after scoring 2 runs in the first inning on a solo home run by Brady Bean, that is, and an RBI by Jack Barker. And now Bean comes up with a chance to add to his total already in the second inning. First pitch to him is in for a strike.
Looked like a little bit high there, but maybe spun right into the zone.
After being on fire for the first week of the season, Brady's kind of simmered down a little bit. I mean, still good, batting .283 on the summer coming into the game here tonight. Brady back and ready. This pitch misses outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. As we hear a chopper above.
I saw a couple fire planes earlier, too.
Yeah, well, the good news is this doesn't have a water drop hanging from the bottom of it.
Yeah, the bucket.
Yeah, 2-0 the count as this one's high and inside. A lot of activity at the Pangborn Memorial Airport. By the way, if you didn't tune into our news earlier this evening, we did have a little plane crash at the runway at Pangborn earlier today. It seems like everybody's okay. It just kind of tipped over onto a wing at the end of the runway. So a little looked like a little private plane, and a little incident at the airport, which is a rare thing here at Pangborn Memorial Airport. 2-1 the count with runners on the corners, and the pitch to Bean swung on and hit back off the pitcher's glove. Well, the runners are going to have to, well, one runner moves up to second, but a good heads up by Mooney. He saw that ball right in front of him, didn't want to test it.
Yeah. Well, this is the second time that the pitcher has fielded that and slipped a little bit, so the grass might be a little bit wet right there.
Yeah, from pre-game hosing the field down or hosing the dirt down a little bit. Maybe some of that water got on the grass right there. So you give him a base hit there, Coach?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That ball was hit hard. And
if you're just joining us for the first time, Brandon Schmidt coaching here in the Wenatchee Valley. This pitch swung on a miss, hefty cut by Panyanabon, and a count 0-1. Coach is a very picky person on giving offensive numbers for batters.
Yeah, you got to respect your pitchers.
A pitching background. Gee, I wonder why. This pitch swung on and fell back at the count 0-2 to Panyanabon. He came around and scored back in the first on the RBI single by Jack Barker. Count in the pitcher's favor here with the bases jammed. Garrett Holpick trying to get out of it.
Yeah, those pitchers work awful hard for...
Pitch swung on a chop back over the mound. Double play chance. They'll flip to second for one. No relay. They'll throw back to the bag at third and back there safely.
Nice RBI there.
RBI fielder's choice for Panyanabon. As Mooney, very patient out there on the base paths, comes home to score on the play. Give an RBI to Panyanabon. And Brady Bean winds up out at second base on the play. That'll bring up Noah Fields. Excuse me, Bean goes all the way to third on the play. Pitch here, curveball, misses high for a ball.
It looked like he wanted to call that one a strike too.
Yeah, he did. Kind of looked. He looked, but didn't do the rest of the motion.
Yeah.
The turn and the streak. 1-0 the count to Fields here. As Holpick has given up another run. Sox on top 3-0. This pitch is a line drive right off the first baseman. Boy, not much of a chance there. Run's going to score. The Apple Sox are up 4-0.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there. You got a little bit of the sun going at you, and that ball was rocketed off the bat there.
Number 11, Jack Barker.
So give an RBI to Fields. And brings up Jack Barker with runners on the corners here for the Apple Sox.
Had a great hustle double on the last at bat that he had. Pitch count's getting way up there for Garrett here.
He's faced a lot of hitters here so far. Second time through the order for the Apple Sox. We're only in the second inning. 1-0 the count to Barker. Pitch to him. Low for ball 2.
22nd pitch of the inning already.
Of this inning?
Of this inning, yeah.
Well, Jeff Nelson over there at first base for Port Angeles. Man, I just feel bad because he's got the son he's battling with over there too. Pitch on the way is in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1 on that line drive off the bat to Noah Fields. I mean, he had no chance to be able to field that.
No, that's Eric Valdivia, isn't it?
I'm sorry. Thank you for the correction there. Pitch here swung on, and a fly ball to left field, camping under it and making the catch out there for the final out. But the Apple Sox get a couple of more runs. They leave a couple of men. We'll head to the third frame of the game with Wenatchee on top. 4-0 here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Read all about it.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel. Our broadcast here brought to you in part by BioSports Physical Therapy, Aqua Therapy, Sports Biomechanics, Orthopedic Physical Therapy, Orthotics, all you need to keep moving. Find them online at biosports.net. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Out there in the shadows here at Paul Thomas is starting pitcher Mitch Haythorne. He's done pretty well so far. Just one hit given up. He's got 3 strikeouts. Struck out the side in the second. He'll face the top of the order for the lefties here. And Taylor Kirk, Tommy Markey, and Tyler Schulman. So you have an update for us on Oregon State?
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have given the score.
I know. Louisville came back and tied it up 3-3. Got a runner at first base with 1 out.
Only 1 out, and they're still batting in the top of the 9th. Wow.
Yeah.
College World Series.
Hopefully a little ground ball double play here for them.
Pitch is a little inside for ball 1 to Taylor Kirk. 0 for 1 with a line out to left, and that was a great play out there by Jack Barker.
Backwards K will do too.
Pitch here misses outside with a fastball. 2-0. And I'm telling you, this wind is hefty here at the ballpark tonight. Blowing in from left. Pitch swung on. Ouch. Fouled into the catcher, and hurt is Tristan Mooney. Mitch going to come out and check on his catcher. That hit a soft part that doesn't sound like it was padded. Oof. 2-1 to count here to Taylor Kirk.
Mitch leaves with a little giggle on his face, saying, "Better you than me."
Reminds me of the old Mitch Kupchak.
Yes.
Yeah. 2-1 to count to Kirk. Always, kids. Always. Pitch on the way. That's curveball. Beautiful. Called strike. 2-2 to count. A couple of walks here so far for Haythorne in the ball game, but also 3 strikeouts. Looking for number 4 right here. No. Bounces in.
He was a little bit skittish of staying down on that one, wasn't he?
He was. Change here at the ballpark at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, around home plate and up in foul territory along each baseline, and each baseline from the home plate going to first and to third are artificial surface now. This pitch is missing just high for ball 4. So a third walk given up by Haythorne.
Tommy Markey.
Leadoff man aboard for the lefties, first time in the ball game, and that brings up Tommy Markey. Markey 0 for 1 with a pop out to the second baseman. He'll step in the left-handed batter's box. The wind scurries a piece of paper across in front of home plate. Pitch is low and inside. Nice job by Mooney to get after that one. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, we've seen some weird hops, like you said earlier, off of the turf And so it's probably a lot different for...
Pitch swung on and hit through the gap to the right side. Knocking it down is Jake Sanko out there. But the runner from first was going, so a run and hit achieved here remarkably. As Markey's aboard, and that puts runners at first and second. Only good thing for the Apple Sox there is that ball was hit hard enough so that the runner that was going on the pitch, Taylor Kirk, he couldn't go to third base on the play.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was a good job with knocking that down and keeping it and then in the rim to keep him at second base.
So Tyler Shulman now steps up, the Harvard man, and he'll take the first pitch high for ball one. 1-0. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit to the right side. So Port Angeles already in business here in the third, trailing at 4-0, but threatening to get their first run here in the ball game. And this pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 to count. Mariners are home tonight hosting Cleveland. We'll get you up to date on that score coming up. We'll also take a look at what else is happening around the rest of the West Coast League tonight. Did you hear that Portland finally lost?
They did.
Finally. Walla Walla beat them yesterday. Pitch here is taken for a strike. 1-2 to count.
So were
11-1.
11-1.
Yeah, so they won 11 straight to start the season. 1-2 to count to Tyler Shulman. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the third inning, and a turnaround move. That was a pretty good move out there.
Yeah, if nothing else, keep him at bay at second base there. Don't let him get that big secondary. And
Taylor Kirk back to the bag safely as Cade Martinez came scampering in behind him from a shortstop position. 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled away. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Our broadcast also brought to you by our friends at Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call 509-662-6842. You have any problems with your air conditioning? It's warming up. Although a cool night here with this wind blowing, that's for sure. 1-2 the count. And the pitch again by Haythorne. This one's fouled off of the fence in front of the first base dugout.
Yeah, what was it? Monday it was over 100, and today it's high of 70, and getting windy and chilly.
Yeah, I noticed that wind last night. I was outside getting some stuff ready for the weekend for Father's Day. It had a nip to it. 1-2 the count, and the pitch on the way, swung on and chopped to the right side. That's going to be foul as Noah Fields goes over there and fields it in foul territory. Our broadcast brought to you by Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. For all your real estate needs in Central Washington, give them a call at 509-888-8887. That's 509-888-8887. 1-2 the count to Shulman.
Umpires never really like to leave their little area there. So when the ball boy tossed him a ball, I don't think he liked that too much. No. As I was going back to the balls bouncing off of this turf, for a catcher, it's going to be a lot different too than
that's true.
Dirt. So it's a little bit of an adjustment for them to do, but our catchers have been doing a great job this whole year.
So we have a conversation going on right now with our field umpire talking to Mitch Haythorne on the mound.
Has he got a ring on, or?
I'm not sure. Now Quincy Vassar comes out of the dugout to check on what's going on. Was that just a preventative umpiring about holding and not balking?
No,
or was that a pitch count situation?
No, I think he had a ring on his finger.
Swing and a miss here, and that's a good strikeout for Mitch Haythorne. That is his 4th strikeout of the ball game, and a crucial out here with 2 aboard in the third. So now the Apple Sox could wipe out the threat with a bounding ball and a double play. Jay O'Neill steps up. He walked back at the first.
Yeah, because after that conversation I saw
Mitch takes something off his hand?
Yeah, Mitch took something off his hand, put it in his back pocket. So,
well, it wouldn't have been on his throwing hand, right?
It was, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay O'Neill. This pitch is in there for a strike. So quickly O'Neill behind in the count at 0-2. 2 on, 1 out, and an 0-2 count here on the junior out of Georgia Gwinnett. Mitch Haythorne with the delivery. It's a check swing, bounces off the plate and into foul territory, into the glove. The umpire never signaled that it was a dead ball.
No, and he should have once it was touched, but previous to that, it's live. And you know, with the spin of some of these balls.
Right, exactly.
That as soon as that's touched in foul territory, then it's foul ball.
0-2 pitch again. Misses just outside for a ball. So talk about that, Coach, because had the catcher Tristan Mooney not grabbed the ball when it bounced up in the air and came down and hit behind home plate with that spin on the English of the ball, if that had gone out into fair territory, that would have been a fair ball.
Yeah. Yep.
1-2 count, swing and a miss, and how about the job here by Mitch Haythorne? Already 5 strikeouts in the ball game, and that's the second out here of the third.
Stops on your way, Sox for Apple Sox fans. Imagine that.
So Eric Valdivia.
Now batting for 33, Eric Valdivia.
Or Valdivia, shall I say.
First baseman here.
Big fella.
Oregon State just won it.
Oh, they did.
Off 4-3.
Oh my gosh.
Ava Arquette, former Apple Sox player.
You were talking about him in the draft potentially.
Yeah, he should be what I've seen, he should be a top 5 pick. Not top 5 rounds, but one of the first 5 taken. So
Valdivia, by the way, falls behind in the count here. Or did they call the first one a ball? They must have. 1-1 the count. Valdivia back in the right-handed batter's box. Is Mitch Haythorne trying to pitch around a little trouble, and this is going to be a bounding ball fielded by the shortstop. Long throw across, and it is now thrown home, and they will get the runner at home. No run will score. Heads-up play by first baseman Noah Fields. They were safe at first, and then Noah Fields quickly saw that the runner from third was trying to break home, and they get him there for the out.
Yeah, that was a good job by the first baseman there, coming up with that and making a good throw, and we had him out by 10 feet just because it was a great throw, and he was very aware of what the situation was there.
So no run score. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Wenatchee still on top 4-0. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
You're watching Apple Sox Baseball and West Coast League Summer Collegiate Baseball here on the NCWLIFE channel as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Jake Sanko, Camden Bates, and Gunnar Penscove are due up here in the third for the Apple Sox, who stayed away from danger in the top half of this inning on some pretty good defensive stuff for the Apple Sox, and good pitching by Mitch Haythorne.
Yeah, he's
struck out 2 after getting the first 2 man aboard.
Yeah, 5 out of the last 6 outs have been through strikeout.
First pitch called strike to Sanko, and the pitch here swung on and hit hard but foul up the third baseline. So the
many fans got themselves some socks because of that.
Yeah, they're happy about that. When are we going to get our swag back?
That's a good question.
Although I will say, I am thankful. Went over to the concession stand earlier. I did something I never do before the ball game. The 0-2 pitch here is missing for a ball. 1-2 to count. I got a hot dog. I love a hot dog. Love a hot dog at the ballpark. But when I'm going to broadcast, I never do that.
Yeah.
I just because I'm asking for trouble during the broadcast itself. But I hadn't eaten today, so I needed to get something in there. 1-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. So then I stopped with my hot dog in hand at the souvenir booth, and I said, "You don't have like really large size fitted hats, do you?" And she says, "Yeah, we do. I got like 1 or 2. Pitch fouled away again. And so I said, "Okay, do you have like an 8? She goes, "An 8? I think I do."
That's a very large hat.
So she thumbed through it all. She grabbed an 8. She found one, the only one she had. Of all the myriad of hats, broken bat here is going to have a lot of English on it. Second baseman will try to field. And an infield single here for Jake Sanko, thanks to a broken bat on the play.
Nothing like a $200 base hit.
So 1 on for the Apple Sox brings up Camden Bates, and I put the 8 on, and it was actually too big. So she says, "Well, I got 7 5/8. How about that?" And I said, "Well, let's try that one." So I bought myself a lid too. So,
nice.
And actually, I took the sticker off. I asked her. I said, "Am I supposed to keep the sticker on the bill of the cap?" And she says, "Well, if you're cool." Swung on it, hit hard through back-to-back base hits for the Apple Sox. Bates aboard. So
yeah, that's a trendy thing.
Yeah, and then also leaving the brim completely flat.
Never like that. Never like that.
No. Who was the pitcher for the Mariners, relief pitcher, that had that? And he cocked it sideways. He was a guy we picked up from, I think, Tampa Bay.
Was he left-handed? Because that's how left-handed
he was a
relief
big
pitchers
dude.
always
big
have
dude.
their head.
Big dude.
Oh.
You remember who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Scoring the bunt here is Penscover, and he'll take the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count to Gunnar. Gunnar grounded out to third back in the second. We're only in the third, by the way. 4-0 Apple Sox threatening again here in the bottom of the third inning.
Who was that?
He did the arrow shot. After he got a save, he did the big arrow shot. I can't think of his name right now. First baseman halfway down the base paths towards home as the pitch came across the plate to Penscover. As he scored the bunt, he'll take the pitch for a ball.
Here's something that you see a lot in high school. I don't know if it's accepted here in this league, but doing a sluggo is what we call it. So it's like act like you're going to bunt and then pull back and take a hack. And the reason I say that is that second baseman was cheating way over as well. So that leaves a big hole there. If you can get your hands inside the ball and just get a ground ball, you're going to be scoring a run probably.
Penscover takes a strike. He squares the bunt again. There. And now the first baseman is within about 15 feet, 20 feet from home plate when that pitch came across. And they're going to say strike 2 to Penscover. So he tried to bunt it, but it was high and inside. And that's what I would like my pitcher to do, is throw fast and high and inside when he squares the bunt like that. So it's more of a protect mode than anything else. 2-2 count to Penscover, 2 on, nobody out for the Apple Sox. Now he'll have to swing away. Pitch swung on a chop towards the second baseman. Double play chance, they'll flip to second for 1. The relay to first is in time. Fans here at the ballpark are not happy about that call by the field umpire here. But it is a double play. Sanko goes over to third base. 4-6-3 on the double play. So Tristan Mooney going to have to come up with a, well, can he hit a bag again?
Yeah, that would be nice.
He did back in the second. Double, and ended up scoring on a fielder's choice RBI by Peñanaban. Mitch Darlington having a discussion with our field umpire here tonight to talk about whether he saw that well enough. Taylor Parsons is our field umpire. And that's a challenge, especially when you got runners running all over the place. You got to play in the infield. You got to, and the umpire was set up behind the mound on the play.
Yeah, and so what Mitch was asking there probably is if he could get some help from the home plate umpire on that, because his angle is a better angle to see it at. But apparently he wasn't going to ask.
pitch here, swung on back over the mound. That's going to be knocked down by the second baseman. His throw to first, not nearly in time. So give Mooney an RBI single. Apple Sox lead at 5-0.
Didn't hit off a base, but it went through anyway.
Martinez.
So Jake Sanko, you always love it when if you get your leadoff man aboard, doesn't matter how they get aboard, bring them around to score.
Yeah.
Get them on, get them over, get them in.
It's a high percentage of leadoff hitters that get on will score.
Cade Martinez swings at the first pitch to him and fouls it off the plate, and it'll be strike one. 0-1 to Cade, who's already been up twice in the ball game. He's 1 for 2, grounded out to short, and hit a line drive over the shortstop his last at bat in the second.
That ball was hit hard.
It was scorched. The 0-1 pitch, off speed, and that's not what Martinez was looking for, so he takes it for a strike 2.
You know, I don't see any activity down there in the lefty's bullpen, which kind of surprises me.
Runner from first goes, pitch swung on. Beautiful job of hitting behind the runner. Rounding second, heading for third on the play is Mooney. And Martinez with a wonderful job of hitting behind Mooney as he broke from first base on the play. He's aboard safely with a base hit.
Yeah, that was a good job of a hit and run right there. I would assume that was the call by Mitch on that. And the second baseman vacated to go get the bag and just took the ball the other way.
Well, Brady Bean's got a good night going so far. He's 2 for 2 with a home run, couple of runs. Runner from first feigns a run towards second, and Bean takes a curveball in for a strike. 0-1 to count. Not sure what the center fielder was doing out there. Oh, I guess he lost his hat in the wind because suddenly he was running towards right center. It's Tommy Markey out there.
That's a good pitch.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Speaking of hats, 0-2 the count here to Brady Bean. So he lost his hat. Can he just not put it back on?
Yeah.
Or is it a requirement to wear a hat?
That's a good question because it is part of the uniform, right? So uniform stands for everybody being the same.
Runner from first goes, pitch swung on a miss, and that'll do it for the Apple Sox here.
So I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
It's time for Wine Time Beverage Company.
I do have a story about uniforms and cut-off jerseys.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about that when we come back. Apple Sox get a run on the RBI single by Tristan Mooney. We will come back for the fourth frame with the Apple Sox leading at 5-0 here on the NCWLIFE channel. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Attention Apple Sox fans, today's lucky winner is sitting in section.
Well, Whitey Herzog had a way of approaching a baseball game where he broke it up into thirds. You want to win the first third, hang on during the second third, and then close it out in the last third. For the Wenatchee Apple Sox, they've won the first third of this ball game. They've scored 5 runs in 3 innings and held the opposition to nothing so far. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, Chance Doty, Dom Dominguez, and Will White do up here in the 4th for the lefties. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pickup and drop-off available too. Stop by their website at globalcarcare.net. All right, Brandon Schmidt, you're going to talk about uniforms. The question was that we'll have to find out is the hat. The hat is part of the uniform. Of course, Ken Griffey Jr., had he been given his druthers, would have wore his backwards the time, but was not allowed to do so. So
that's right.
The hat is part of the uniform, but in the case here in this last half inning, the center fielder lost his hat. Could he just forget about it for the rest of the inning? There was 2 outs at the time. I mean, they had to get timeout for him to chase his hat down. This pitch swung on and hit a mile high, but foul. 0-1 the count to Doty.
I would say that he would not be able to leave that hat in the field of play because then
it becomes an obstruction.
Yes. Yeah, just like you can't throw your glove
at a ball
in the air, or it's a ground rule double, right? If it gets hit.
Oh, that's
pretty sure. Pretty sure it's considered a ground rule double.
Just inside. 1-1 the count. All right, so you were talking about uniforms.
Yeah, so the first sleeveless uniform, the cutoff uniforms, was worn because there was a guy on the Reds, I believe it was the Reds, that had too big of arms to fit in a regular uniform, so he cut off his sleeves.
But swing and a miss here. Catcher grabs the ball and ends up tagging accidentally the batter. So strikeouts, 2 unassisted, I guess.
Yeah.
1 out here in the 4th. And by the way, 6 strikeouts on the night here for Mitch Haythorne. So his arms were too big, had to cut the sleeves off.
Sleeves off to fit in it, and so then everybody else had to do the same because it had to be uniform.
I see.
So you can't have one player wearing sleeveless and the rest of the team being with sleeves.
Okay.
So,
but that's that's not the case anymore because you get the undersleeves.
Well, the undersleeves are different.
Don't count?
They don't
as
count.
part of the uniform?
No, because
swinging a fly ball deep to center field, backing up all the way to the warning track. And did he catch that? Holy cow. How about Gunnar Penscover chases that one down in a blustery night at Paul Thomas for a long out number 2.
Yeah, that ball was hit very well. And like you said, the wind kept on pushing that thing. That's a deep part of the field, 408 feet. Yeah. That's deep.
Deepest part of the ballpark. And I think in all the years I've called Apple Sox baseball here at Paul Thomas, I can say pretty confidently I've seen maybe 2 or 3 home runs hit to that part of the ballpark.
Yeah.
This is 25 years of being around the baseball here.
We had one last year by
that's right.
left-handed hitter.
That's right.
He was swinging the heck out of it. And
curveball here is in for a strike to Will White.
But yeah, you can wear like now they wear different colored socks and different sleeves and everything else.
Different length of pants.
Yep.
Which is part of the uniform, by the way.
It is.
I mean, so where does the part of the uniform start and stop?
That's a good question, and maybe this rule has been, but as far as the cleats are different, the belts are different, everything's different.
1 and 2 the count here. Check swing. Did he go around? Did he go around? And they appeal, and the base umpire says no. So the count goes to 2 and 2 on Will White here. Fans are hungry for more strikeouts.
They are. I don't think they throw out anything else after 5, do they?
No. I don't know. Maybe they should. If they could do 10 strikeouts. Speaking of which,
let's get there.
How about it? 7 strikeouts in the game, and a 1-2-3 story for the lefties in the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Wenatchee up 5-0. You're watching Apple Sox baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the P&W for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Well, Holpick will continue on the mound here for the lefties. By the way, he came in with a 6.35 earned run average and a record of 0-1 on the season. This is his second start. And you said how many pitches so far?
I have him down to 65 pitches already.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Apple Sox
3 innings.
5-0. Yeah, we're through 3, heading to the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Panyanaban, Noah Fields, and Jack Barker do appear in the 4th inning. Our broadcast here on the NCW Life channel brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control. You can rest assured Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet safe material around your home or office. Call Harvest Valley Pest Control today for your free estimate. 509-423-2207. That's 509-423-2207. I think what happened there is we got flip-flopping going on upstairs in the press box between the PA announcer and the radio announcer, and we just got the radio announcer. Boy, can he project.
Oh, he does.
0-1.
He was what a kindergarten teacher would not enjoy.
0-1 the count to Kyle Panyanaban, who is 1 for 2 in the game. This is a cold strike, 0-2 the count. Panyanaban with a base hit in the first, he scored, and then got an RBI and a fielder's choice in the second. 0-2 count to him here, and the pitch on the way. Is strike 3 cold. Gone looking is Kyle Panyanaban. Didn't like that call by the home plate umpire. So Noah Fields, who's 2 for 2 tonight, will step up. He's got an RBI. Wenatchee scoring 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, and a run in the third here to grab this 5-0 lead. I kind of, if I'm a coach, I kind of prefer my guys to spread it out rather than just having a big old lump sum in one inning.
Yeah.
And then nothing for the rest of the night is what we saw the other night here.
Right.
6 runs in the second, and then it was a deserted island after that for Wenatchee offensively.
When I was in college, we had shirts that said "Complacency sucks." Basically saying, don't be satisfied.
This pitch is hitting the air to right field, but wind's not going to carry this one far enough as it's squeezed out there for
now batting.
So it's, and then when I was coaching at Lake Stevens, the head coach over there, Roger Anderson, great guy, Hall of Fame coach for the state of Washington.
Right.
His statement was never be satisfied, because as soon as you're satisfied, you're done getting better. That's,
I like that.
That's what we've got to continue to do here, is score, score, score.
This pitch is hit hard down the right field line, and it's all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading for second on a 2-out double is Jack Barker, and boy, he likes hitting those doubles. That's the second one tonight for Barker.
Yeah.
Second baseman, Jake Senko.
That ball was hit well.
Trying to look it up here real quick. Barker. Hey, he had a double and a triple coming into the game tonight, so give him now 3 doubles on the season.
It's a good night when you double your yearly performance.
Yeah. Pitch on the way to the next batter. Jake Senko taken for a ball. Well, the Apple Sox trying to get a little something going here with 2 outs. Never be satisfied.
Yep.
Pitch on the way to Senko. Curveball swung on a hit off the plate. Third baseman will field and throw, and a high throw, and then safe at first is Senko. That would have been a close play, even if it had been a good throw.
Yeah, I'm giving that a hit.
Well, you're Santa Claus tonight. Now, the question is, Jack Barker, should he have come home on that throw over to first base?
No, because he was going from second to third on the play, and the throw across wasn't fumbled or bobbled or anything. It was just a high throw. Yeah.
Camden Bates will swing and miss at the first pitch that was way outside. Camden 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to the first baseman in the first and singled to left center in the third. Sox would love to get a little 2-out base hit from him here with the runners on the corners. 0-1 the count to him. And the pitch on the way with the runner going is a high pitch. The throw down to second base is in time, and they got him. Not stealing is Jake Senko. That was an outstanding throw by Will Whites, and so the Apple Sox are retired here in the fourth. No runs for the first time here tonight on a couple of hits, and man left. We'll head to the fifth inning of play. Wenatchee on top 5-0 here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Race from the left to the right field foul.
A new video game, a movie, dinner with friends. There are a lot of things worth saving up for. Vapes aren't cheap, and buying pods over and over can stop you from affording things you want more. When it comes to your money, choose what matters. Choose you.
When life gets stressful, jumping into your passions can help you find your calm. Avoid vapes, which contain nicotine and can make feelings of anxiety and depression worse. When it comes to your mental health, choose what matters. Choose you.
Get a great deal on making the most of every property. The Kubota commercial landscape lineup is built to do more. From the RTVX utility vehicle to the Z700 mower to the SVL track loader. When your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that doesn't let you down. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months, or save up to $4,000.
Firefly Defense, your network with 6 layers of security.
Jeff Nelson, Taylor Kirk, and Tommy Markey do up here in the fifth inning. The number 9, 1, and 2 batters for Port Angeles. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Plan your next tournament today. Call the Pro Shop to schedule your time on their full swing S4 widescreen golf simulators. Or just make yourself a tee time. Call 509-884-4653. That's 509-884-4653.
I can't even hear you.
Committed to being an instructional and developmental league for
and I'm sitting right next to you with a microphone.
Yeah, and headphones on. So Jeff Nelson will step up. He is one of 7 strikeout victims for the night for Mitch Haythorne. How many pitches for Mr. Haythorne?
He's at 59 pitches right now.
Pretty good for 4 plus innings now. The first pitch here is a strike. 0-1 the count. I do not see any activity down to the Apple Sox bullpen, so we'll see what kind of pitch count Mr. Haythorne is on tonight. This pitch taken for a ball inside. 1-1 the count to Nelson.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I don't see anybody up in the Port Angeles bullpen either. And Garrett Holmpeck is at 76 pitches already.
Check in on the Mariners. They're in the, heading to the third inning. Scoreless so far with the Guardians. 0-0 in Seattle. 5-0 our score here. This pitch is fouled off of his foot. And a count of ball and 2 strikes on Jeff Nelson. Let's catch you up to date on the rest of the West Coast League as well, besides this one. Yeah.
Jet's a lot tougher than I am, because that looked like that hurt. And he didn't flinch one bit.
Pitch swung on a fly ball to left field. And great job by shortstop Cade Martinez to help out left fielder Jack Parker. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Communication, we talk about it all the time, right? The better communication you have,
absolutely,
the better you're going to be.
Absolutely. One out here, back to the top of the order for the lefties. Taylor Kirk, who lined out to left in the first and walked in the third, got around all the way to third base, but then they got him at home. Pitch here is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count, and that is one of Brandon Schmitten's favorite things. First pitch strike.
First pitch strikes.
Catch you up to date on the West Coast League here as the 0-1 pitch swung on and hit to center field. It's going to drop down for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Taylor Kirk, his first hit of the night, brings up Tommy Markey. Of course, we're watching what's happening with Bellingham. They're in Victoria tonight to begin a weekend series and trail the Harbor Cats right now 3-0. Kelowna is leading the Nanaimo at home tonight at Elk Stadium. Top of the fourth. That one's, excuse me, there's a bug on my screen. So Kelowna is not leading. The bug on my screen was in the middle of a 0, so it made it look like an 8. No, Nanaimo on top in that one, 4-0. That's not my eyes, folks. That was an actual bug on my screen here. Let's see what else is happening tonight. Cowlitz in Walla Walla leading the Sweets 3-2. That's in the top of the 5th. We're in the top of the 5th here. And a count, ball and a strike here to Tommy Markey with a runner at first base and 1 down in the inning. Portland on top of Springfield, 7-1. That's the top of the 3rd. So the Pickles brought the hitting shoes tonight. Marion Berries in Corvallis leading the Knights 2-1. Fastball here misses inside for ball 2. Edmonton is at Kamloops tonight, and they lead it in the bottom of the third 5-3. Bend also on the road tonight in Ridgefield. They lead that one 5-2 in the top of the third. 2-1 pitch, a runner goes, the throw down, beautiful throw, but the tag not in time.
Good throw, though. Good throw, catch.
Taylor Kirk with a stolen base.
Yeah, the fan, I agree with the fan on that one. That was a great throw by our catcher.
Yeah,
there.
we haven't seen Tristan Mooney so far this season. He's shown himself well behind the plate tonight for the Apple Sox. By the way, that was strike 2 on the non-swing. The 2-2 pitch on the way is bouncing in. Beautiful stop by Mooney. And the count goes to 3-2 here on Tommy Markey.
You know, the funny thing is, I saw this the other night. There was a cut on a ball, I believe, because there's ball hit off the end of the bat and scuffed up the ball a little bit, and our pitcher looked at it and says, hey, give me a new ball. If you're in the major leagues and you get any kind of scuff, you want to keep that ball as much as you, as long as you can.
Pitch swung on a grounded to the shortstop. Cade Martinez fields it well on a bad hop to him, and he'll throw in time for the out. Nice play, put a star by Cade Martinez on that one, staying with it and getting the out. Down to third on the play goes Taylor Kirk. 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, that thing looked like it was going to hop nicely for him, and it popped up weird there.
But that's the advantage of charging a ball like that, right? I mean,
yeah. Typically, when you're going to charge ball, you want to try and get it. I call it a good hop, and a good hop is going to be when the ball is either at its apex at the top or coming down. Never want to get it on its way up because you don't know what it's going to do. But a ball is going to follow the same path up as it does down. So in essence, if you saw what it did on the way up, it's going to do the exact same thing on the way down. So that's why it's easier to field on the way down or at the top.
Of course, that's a matter of timing, too, because Martinez was playing pretty deep at short, and that ball wasn't the quickest hit ball in the world.
Yeah.
And so he had to skedaddle to get the ball and get that throw over to first base. Pitch here, 0-2, misses outside for a ball.
Yeah, and Tommy Marquis, he can run a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Tyler Shulman at the plate is 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit and a strikeout. 1-2 the count to him here with a runner at third base for Port Angeles. In a 5-0 ball game. Pitch is curveball, strike 3, and how Tristan Mooney didn't even give the umpire a chance to start calling it because he just started walking toward the dugout. And the strikeout, by the way, is the 8th of the ball game for Mitch Haythorne.
Amazing.
Great job by Haythorne. He stands to win this one if the Apple Sox can hang on. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 Sox on top. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here. Oh. I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Central Washington Ball gives the opportunity to learn the game.
Camden Bates, Gunnar Penscover, and Tristan Mooney do up here at the bottom of the 5th for the Apple Sox as they lead it by a score of 5-0. Our broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Kennedy Real Estate Group. They're more than selling houses. They're building community. Buying, selling, call Kennedy Real Estate Group online at kennedygroup.com. That's K-E-N-A-D-Y group.com. Camden Bates will lead it off here for the Apple Sox in the 5th. He'll take the first pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 the count as Garrett Holpuck continues to throw for Port Angeles. They do have, looks like a body down in the bullpen area warming up, though, does Port Angeles. 1-0 count here as Holpuck delivers. Swung on, popped up. I thought we were going to have a chance at a ball there.
Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Goes behind us for strike one. 1-1 to count to Bates. Apple Sox and the lefties will play again here tomorrow night at 6:35, and then they'll wrap it up on Sunday at 5:35.
Bark in the park on Sunday.
That's right.
Bring your dog with you.
Bring your pooch.
Let's make sure that they're well behaved, though.
Yes. Always wondered about that for Mariner games, because that's a lot of dogs that show up at the ballpark.
Yeah.
I don't ever hear of problems.
No.
But I would hope that the owners of the dogs would know that, okay, this is a good dog I could bring to the ballpark to be around not only just other people, but other dogs.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, our dog, love her to death, but she is awful skittish. So I don't
Probably
think
not going to work out so
no.
well. 2-1 the count to Camden Bates here to lead it off in the 5th for the Apple Sox. Pitch on the way. Ooh, look out. Ooh. Misses inside for ball 3. Beautiful day here on the Wenatchee Valley. It is a little chilly with this wind blowing here tonight, but gorgeous weather. 3-1 the count to Bates, and he'll take this one inside for ball 4. Or did he? Okay. I couldn't hear what the umpire said, but Bates thought maybe he said strike.
Yeah.
So leadoff walk for Wenatchee.
I would have to think that has
got to be close.
Yeah.
Huh? Pitching coach is Tanner Knapp, who comes out there to have a word with his big, tall right-hander. Gunnar Penscover is stepping to the plate for the Apple Sox, looking for his first base hit of the night. Has hit it on the ground a couple of times. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Les Schwab. Having the right set of tires and wheels on your vehicle is just part of an essential safety. Les Schwab takes your safety seriously. Stop by today. And again, we apologize for the extremely loud PA system.
Gunnar Penscover.
It is literally about 7 feet above my head and to the left, and they have it cranked because apparently the speaker that's above the dugout on the first base side doesn't work. So as a result, they have to crank. This is what they tell me anyway. They have to crank this one up so people can hear what's going on. Pitch on the way, misses. Ooh, my. Okay, wide straight
zone. A little bit for that one, didn't he?
Penscover. 0-1 the count to Gunnar. Gunnar grounded to the third baseman in the second, hit into a double play in the third. Pitch to him here is, oh wow, that looked
a little bit
closer
I guess, huh?
to a strike than the first pitch.
Yeah.
Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. We will be away from the ballpark for a little while. Won't be here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the 27th we're back, right?
Yep. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And the count, 1 and 2 strikes on Penscover. And he was not close on that one. That's one where you're totally guessing.
Yeah.
And we'll be back here on June 27th with Victoria in town. Pitch on the way inside for a ball. Evens the count to Penscover at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, there's kids over here walking around with ice cream sandwiches. They look good, but I think I'd chill to the bone.
Yeah, that would be a little cool on this night. I'm looking for a hot apple cider.
Yeah.
Like 2-2 count to Penscover as they toss over to the bag at Bates. And that's a good idea by the defense there, because you think guy with 2 strikes and some wheels at the bag at first. Pitch on the way is outside for ball 3.
That looks a lot like where that first one was.
Yeah. And Penscover, I think, thought maybe it was going to be strike 3.
Yeah.
The way he reacted at the plate. So Garrett Holpuck coming down to the end of his night, and he'll miss on this one and walk the first 2 batters of the inning.
That's got to be it, I would assume.
Now batting, number 20, the catcher.
Well, it is
Tristan
the bottom of the order
Mooney.
coming up for Wenatchee. Typically, you see the bottom of the order as kind of your weaker point of the batting order, but for Tristan Mooney, it's been
2 for 2.
good night.
Yes,
double,
2 for 2 with him.
Single, run, RBI. Pitch to him as he'll square to bunt. He'll take a strike on the inside corner, 0-1 to count.
Not real pleased with himself on that one. You could see his disappointment and missing that. That pitch was curveball inside, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was missing as a ball, but he did push the barrel of the bat across the plate trying to bunt it. And missed, so it's 0-1.
You can see him move up in the box. I'd assume that he's bunting again, yeah.
Squares to bunt, pitch on the way, popped up, foul territory, and it hit the net, so it's a dead ball.
The reason why they move up in the batter's box there is they want to get themselves a better angle. So farther up you move, you have more room for error in keeping it fair. So, and it will get a curveball before it starts dropping too.
It's one thing I've missed so much in Major League Baseball is just the art of the bunt.
Yeah.
And especially extra innings. I mean, goodness gracious, you start with a runner at second base. Why are you not bunting right away? I don't care who it is at the plate.
2 strikes.
Oh, wow. 2 strikes, he squares to bunt. He will bunt it, and it will be a fair ball, and it might even be a base hit. It is!
That's pretty right there. Real good to see.
That is guts by Tristan Mooney, and almost like, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, and he did beautifully up the third baseline. So the bases are jammed back to the top of the order for Cade Martinez. Now I'm surprised that we're not seeing a coach come out of the dugout and make a replacement here.
Yeah.
5-0 ball game. Wenatchee has a chance to blow it wide open here in the 5th. Pitch on the way to Martinez is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count to Cade, who is 2 for 3 tonight with a base hit either direction and a ground out.
You know, you talked about major leagues, they don't bunt very much. Oregon State in the regional
this pitch bounces in. Nice stop by the catcher, Will White.
They ended up having 4 safety squeezes in one game. 3 of them in one inning.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Saw multiple times where they're bunting for base hits and sacrificing.
Who's the head coach at OSU?
That's Mitch Canham.
Okay.
Yeah. Guy was fortunate enough to coach for 4 years over at Lake Stevens. I was an assistant coach there and got to know him really, really well. Great human being. Now, he was the only person ever that I said, Mitch, you need to slow down. You're going to burn yourself out. And he told me, he goes, Schmitty, I've got time to sleep when I'm dead. And I'm like, okay. So.
And here he is in the with his team in the College World Series. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit through the left side for a base hit. 1 run scores. Browning third. They're going to try to score 2. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Apple Sox extend the lead 7-0.
Great piece of hitting there.
And 2 strikes, and Cade Martinez knifes it through the left side of the infield for 2 RBI. And that finally will be the night here for Garrett Holpick, and we will get a pitching change. We'll take a 60-second break here on the broadcast and come back with the Apple Sox on top. 7-0 still threatening here in the 5th. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders.
Or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Am I adding this up right here, Brandon Schmitten? 16 hits for the Apple Sox in the game so far. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 4 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 more here in the 5th. As Garrett Holpick is out, and Takuma Sato
from Mount Hood Community College, junior, out of Japan. His hometown.
So I had a teacher in high school who had the same spelling for her last name, and she said it's Sato.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
She was not Japanese. Cedar Woolley. Yeah. Mrs. Sato. So Sato will take over here for the lefties. He's a righty, by the way. Yeah, I didn't know if the lefties, you had to be a left-handed pitcher to be able to come play for them.
Yeah.
For the summer. Sato, 6'2", 205-pound junior from Osaka. Some sake sounds kind of good on a night like this here at the ballpark.
A little warm.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Sato steps in, or steps up on the mound with runners at first and second. 2 runs in already, and the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and guessing that he was going to throw a strike there was Brady Bean, but he misses, flailing at a pitch low and in the dirt.
Yeah, we have 14 up there, but I think you're 16. I like that.
Okay.
I like 16.
I'm aggressive.
Yeah.
The 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on a hit back over the mound towards the bag at second. Going to go through for a base hit. Rounding third, another run's going to score, and they airmail a throw to third base, and the runner is safe at third. Another run scores. Sox on top, 8-0.
Aggressive there by Cade Martinez. Go first to third on that play.
Kyle Oganiban.
So give a base hit and an RBI for Bean. He's got 2 RBIs on the night.
Yeah, 3 base hits on the day, too.
Kyle Ponyaban now steps up with a base hit. Also a fielder's choice, RBI. He scored. He's also struck out. First pitch to him, swung on a hit slowly to third. Waiting on it, the third baseman. Run's going to score. He throws over to first in time for the out there. So give an RBI on the ground out by Ponyaban.
Number 25, the first baseman, Noah.
That is the first out of the inning. Martinez was breaking from third base on the hit.
Yeah, the high hopper there.
Yep. He's able to get a good read on that. So if you're a coach, you just let him read that, right?
Right.
I mean, you're not really telling him.
Yeah, you probably have a little bit of communication before the pitch is made, like, hey, high hopper, you're going to go. Hot ball, you're going to stay on.
So you can close the book on Garrett Holpick. Now everybody out there is the responsibility of Mr. Sato, and the pitch here is a little outside for a ball. 1-1 to count. Brady Bean out at second base with an RBI single. Moved over there on the ground out by Ponyaban. Apple Sox with 4 runs in the inning. This pitch high and little chin music there.
Yeah.
2-1 to count. 10-0 Apple Sox. Well, they have 8 on the board there. Did I miss something? Well, 4
We got
runs
9.
Okay. 9
up there.
9?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That net makes it look like that bug on your screen.
Runner from second goes. The pitch swung on a miss. The throw down to third base. He almost slipped through it. Safe at third, Brady Bean.
Hey, ducks on the pond, ducks on the pond.
And the count even to Fields at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Anything in the grass.
1 out in the inning, so looks like the infield is going to give up the run with a large differential here.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, they just want to get out.
Yep.
Oh, pop out of your hand.
That pitch misses high with a curveball. So Takuma Sato out there relieving here for Port Angeles after Garrett Holpick gives up the 9 spot.
Yeah, that doesn't help his ERA, does it?
No, it
fortunately for that kid.
Pitch here, swung on a hit hard but foul at the third baseline. Our broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Sangster Motors, family owned and operated, home of the all-new electric Hummer pickup and SUV, also by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, serving the Wenatchee Valley since 1962. Full count here on Noah Fields. Pitch to him, swung on and hit hard down the left field line. A fair ball, going to be extra bases. Run is going to score. Noah Fields rounding first, heading for second, will slide in safely with an RBI double. His third hit of the night, and the Apple Sox have a 10 spot.
That's a common saying for us tonight. Third hit of the night.
That was well struck.
Yeah, and we're in the 5th inning, and these guys are all having their 4th at-bat already in the 5th inning.
Yeah,
that's fun.
This is going to be a chance for Mitch Darlington to probably also get a lot of other bodies in this game. Pitch here, swung on and fouled away.
Yeah.
0-1 the count to Jack Barker. Barker, 2 doubles so far.
You know, ultimately, Mitch understands the fact that we have to win this game. Like we talked about earlier, you have to win the games you should win. But at this point right here, with a 10-run lead, I would like to see some other guys getting in there.
I was asked here not too long ago about if there is a 10-run rule in the West Coast League. There is not, because if that were the case, the game would be over right now.
Yeah.
Pitch on the way, swung on a hit on the ground to the second baseman, and the throw to first is in time for the second out. Meanwhile, over to third base goes Noah Fields.
The second baseman, Jake Sanko.
So the Apple Sox bring 9 men to the plate here in the 5th as Jake Sanko steps up.
You know, you talked about earlier about Mitch being aggressive with his coaching as far as running and stuff. And that's the one thing that I've been super excited to see, that it's been consistent for the last 3 years that I've been doing this, is kids hustling out of the box and turning singles into doubles, turning ground ball out into a base hit.
This pitch goes outside. The runner from third breaks home, and he is out. It's kind of an awkward slide by Noah Fields trying to come home on the play. So he's caught stealing. 2-1, and that'll be it for Wenatchee. So back at the plate will be Jack Barker when we get to the 6th. Apple Sox in charge here, 10-0 over Port Angeles. We'll head to the 6th inning. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Congratulations! Your vehicle has earned you the title of the dirtiest car in the parking lot. You win a free car wash courtesy of Jet Pro Auto Wash and the Apple Sox. Jet Pro Auto Wash, located across from Wenatchee's Les Schwab on North Wenatchee Avenue. Visit jetproautowash.com. And when you want to do it yourself or touchless auto wash, visit Jet Pro Express in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee.
I'm going to not try to compete with the PA system while coming back from a commercial break. Sorry about that. Jay O'Neill, Eric Valdivia, and Chance Doty due up here in the 6th for Port Angeles. And the first pitch popped up a mile high in the infield. Who's going to call for it?
Nobody's going to go get it.
And it's going to drop in for a base hit. Holy cow. Somebody's got to call for that.
You know, that's...
Mitch Haythorne, the pitcher, is the closest man to it, but he turned his back to it.
Turned his back and ran away. Yeah. You know, it's always said, hey, don't let the pitcher catch it. They're athletes. They can catch a fly ball. He probably played outfield or infield somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
He's caught fly balls before. But
so a leadoff man aboard here for Port Angeles as they'll try to mount the comeback.
Good stop,
They trail at 10-0 here. Eric Valdivia steps up. He's 0 for the night so far. Flew out to right and got aboard on an error on the shortstop.
Yeah, it looked like everybody was expecting somebody else to catch that, didn't it?
Yours. Nobody said it's mine.
This guy over at first base, last day of school, we threw on a movie, and the kid said, hey, let's watch 42. So
nice.
Over there at first base, he's kind of reminding me of Jackie Robinson bouncing all around. And
Nice pitch here as Mitch Haythorne continues for the Apple Sox. And what that does as well, as he pitches into the 6th now, is it saves your arms for the rest of this series if you're Mitch Darlington.
It does. And, I've talked a lot about pitch count. But that is a thing that is super important for these pitchers. One, they don't want to throw too much, but you need to get your work in when it's your time to get your work in.
Exactly.
And another thing is it pads his stats a little bit, because
runner from first goes. The pitch is outside. No chance for a throwdown there, as it was a stolen base on the pitcher. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes to Eric Valdivia.
Yeah, you were right. That was stolen off of our pitcher there. Mitch isn't used to having too many runners on base.
No, right? 2-2 count to Valdivia with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out here for Port Angeles. And the pitch swung on a grounded to the shortstop. Cade Martinez has that ball chew him up. Throw to first, still in time. How about that?
That was knowing your runners. Eric Valdivia's a bigger kid that hits well but doesn't run quite so well. So Cade knew he had time, and he got rid of that quick after he picked it back up, didn't he?
O'Neill stays out at second base on the play. 1 out to the inning brings up Chance Doty. A couple of strikeouts for him tonight, and the first pitch he'll take is strike 1 on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. I know you know umpires. I've not had that conversation with umpires in a game like this where it's a 10-0 contest. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch here swung on a hit hard, and that's going to go over the glove into left field, and no chance for the left fielder to get the runner, who moves down to third on the play. And not much of a chance there for Panyabon. So base hit, but does the strike zone expand for an umpire behind the plate in a game that is 10-0?
In my opinion, if you're at a sub-varsity level, like a JV game where your pitching isn't supposed to be as good as the varsity, then I would like to see it expand.
Fly ball to left here. Runner from third tags, and the throw down is a little late, but a pretty good throw from Jack Barker out there. Run's going to score. It's a 10-1 ball game.
So I would like to see the strike zone expand at the lower levels when there's a big lead one way or another, but you don't want to take the bat out of the hands of your hitters either. So if you're going to expand a strike zone, I would like to see it done until there's 2 strikes on a hitter. And then for that 3rd strike, don't strike a kid out when the ball is 3 inches, 4 inches off the plate, because that's just not fair.
Ball went off the glove of Tristan Mooney, so that allows the runner from first, Doty, to get down to second on a pass ball here. Count 1-0 to Will White. And, well, what you might see a little bit here with that ball that was not fielded by anybody on a pop-up to the infield to start this inning, and now a curveball in for a strike, and the count even a 1-1 strike. And then this ball that got off the glove of the catcher, runner advances, is a little lack of concentration by the defense because they know they're up 10-0 at one point. Now it's 10-1.
Yeah, and again, that's complacency sucks, right?
Swing and a miss here, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. This is probably, I imagine, although I don't see anybody pitching down to the bullpen for the Apple Sox.
No, I saw somebody down there earlier.
Oh, did you? Okay,
yeah.
So maybe this is it for Mitch Haythorne as he's trying to get through the 6th inning. He's got 8 strikeouts on the night. Looking for number 9 right here. Haythorne ready, and the pitch on the way is just missing
That's a good spot. I
outside
like
for ball
that.
2. 2-2 the count to Will White, who has been victimized by strikeouts twice tonight, once looking, once swinging.
I wouldn't mind seeing one more of those right here.
2-2 wind and delivery by Mitch Haythorne, trying to wrap up a good night for him as the runner from second goes. The pitch is in the dirt outside, and the count runs full.
That was where we talked about the other night, getting the looks down. Do you see how he took off? Because they've been paying attention to his looks right here, and so it goes back to that UCLA thing. So he was probably a 1U, and he took off early, and Mitch didn't look back. And
curveball here, strike 3 called. Gone looking is Will White. That'll be the final out here of the 6th. And give credit to Mitch Haythorne tonight. 9 strikeouts in his 6 innings of work. It's 10-1. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th coming up next on the NCWLIFE channel.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
Down to the bullpen.
All right, to the 6th inning we go. Jake Sanko, Camden Bates, and Gunnar Penskover due up here for the Apple Sox in the 6th. As they lead it now 10-1 as Takuma Sato will continue to pitch for the lefties. Broadcast here on the NCWLIFE channel, brought to you in part by Tacos Chava. You love Tacos Chava at East Wenatchee. Did you know that you can have them cater your event? Find them on Facebook by searching Tacos Chava East Wenatchee. That's Tacos Chava East Wenatchee. So I mentioned Jack Barker would be up. I apologize, I had that wrong. Jake Sanko up here in the 6th inning to start it off. He was at the plate when Noah Fields was caught coming home. Swing and a miss here by Jake. 0-1 to count.
Hello! Whoa!
This pitch misses for a ball. Thanks for the help from our fan behind home plate here. Sato's 1-1 pitch on the way is missing outside for a ball. 2-1 to count. It's that time of night where the light is miserable here at the ballpark. Swing and a miss. And if you're Coach Mitch Darlington, what do you say to your guys, too, in a 10-1 ball game as they come to the plate?
The only thing that you don't the only thing that you don't really want to do here is have them bunt for base hits. Otherwise,
well, that was the question about, the runner being tagged out at home. Noah Fields on a ball that went to the backstop. I mean, you're up 10-0 at that point. Do you?
You don't want to take away the aggressiveness, and I had talked about that. That's the thing that Mitch does really good, and that is something that the coach has established, and his expectation is kids are going to go hard out of the box, and if they're not going to go hard out of the box, then we've got a great group of other players in the dugout that will. So,
going out of the box is one thing, but being at third base and you're up 10-0, and a ball goes by the catcher, where there's a short porch here.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'm just concerned about injury on a play that, it didn't really matter.
Right.
In the course of human events.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Camden Bates steps up. He'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. Go ahead.
I don't know. In the high school rankings, or in a high school game, you kind of have to have respect for these guys because you're going to see them year after year after year after year after year. And the last thing you want to do is upset somebody because you're running up the score on them. And so what we would always do is a pass ball. Yes, you can go from first to second, second to third, but you're not going to score on it. And then anytime that there was a ball hit in the outfield and it was a sacrifice situation, you're scoring from third base. But if you're going from second to third, you don't necessarily have to go, but you're going to, because if you don't score on those things, then you're punishing a kid for doing a job that he was supposed to do. So.
Well, and at the point where that play happened in the 5th inning, still got 3 more innings to go. Right. And I mean, like we see, earlier tonight or earlier this week, Wenatchee scored 6 runs in 1 inning. The other guys could score 6 runs in 1 inning also and make it a 10-7 ball game suddenly. Right. And there you go.
Yeah, and that's something that's where that 10-run rule is kind of a nice thing. But in the game of ouch.
Did
foul
that
ball
hit
or
him?
Hit his,
that hit the bat, apparently. So the count now full to Camden Bates at 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner aboard here with the bottom of the 6th inning. Wenatchee up 10-1.
But like I said, the game of baseball, it's never over until the 3rd out is made in the last inning. You can score a ton of runs with no outs.
3-2 pitch, swung on a hit on a line through the gap between short and third. Camden Bates with his 2nd hit of the night. With runners at first and second for Wenatchee, brings up Gunnar Penskover.
Gunnar Penskover.
So Penskover is looking for his first base hit tonight. In fact, I'm going to go through the lineup here. Looks like everybody has a base hit in the ball game for Wenatchee other than Gunnar Penskover. So he could add to the hit parade here for Wenatchee.
That's always
Takuma Sato with the pitch. Swing, and he was behind that fastball. 0-1 to count.
Yeah, that got on him pretty quick. Didn't look like he was 100% ready for that one, did it?
Nope, didn't. Kind of, expecting something else. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled down the right field line. Did he break his bat on that?
Sounded like it, didn't it?
Kind of crunchy.
Yeah, he's not going to get a new one, so that looks like a bomb bat.
So, composite bat that we've talked about. Well, it is the bottom of the 4th in Seattle, and it is tied at 2 between the Guardians and the Mariners. I know that Luis Castillo, Mariners didn't announce their starter until late this afternoon.
Really?
Yeah. And it turned out to be Luis Castillo, so I was like, well, then why did you wait to tell us who was going to start?
Yeah.
I don't know if they were thinking maybe Logan Gilbert was back to the point where he could, pitch.
Oh, yeah.
He had a rehab start in Tacoma. Looks like he's good to go.
Quincy Marlborough just came in for Camden Bates at first base.
Okay, thank you. 0-2 pitch here is high for a ball. 1-2 the count. So here's Mitch starting to empty out the bench maybe a little bit. So he came in for the designated hitter.
Right.
Pitch on the way is high and inside for a ball. 2-2 the count. Penskover looking to add his name to the hit board tonight. Everybody else in the lineup has at least 1 hit, if not multiple hits. The 2-2 wind to delivery by Sato is outside. He thought about it, but pulls the bat back, and the count runs full at 3-2.
We're kind of the opposite of the lefties in that sense, where everybody in the lefties lineup has a strikeout, multiple first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so the runners at first and second with nobody out, and here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way to Penskover. It swung on and hit foul and out of play. The count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. 3-2 count to Penskover. Sox up 10-1. Bottom of the 6th. Pitch swung on, a hit back past the mound. Shortstop has it go. Ole threw him to center field, and a run is going to score on the play. That's a base hit, Dave.
Give that an E6.
It didn't touch him.
I don't care. That's a ball that should have been made. You are awful. We'll see. Even the guy down below, the guy in the crowd said E6. We'll see.
Oh, because we got to believe the guy in the crowd now.
Right.
Nonetheless, the Apple Sox score a run. It's 11-1 now.
We'll see what they gave that.
Well, there were 16 hits moments ago.
Okay.
On the scoreboard. Meanwhile, stepping up to bat is Tristan Mooney.
If you ask the shortstop, should he have made that play, I guarantee you he says yes.
No, in an 11-1 game, he'd say no. I had no chance of that.
Yeah.
I love the effort.
Is that 18 hits?
18 hits. Goodness.
Yep.
They gave him 2 hits on that play.
No. Remember, you had Camden that had a base hit prior to him.
Okay.
So that's an RBI for Penscover. And by the way, that adds Gunner to everybody getting a hit in the Apple Sox lineup.
Yes.
See, that's really what
night.
I was looking for.
Okay. I'll give it to you then.
Mooney with the count even on the ball on a strike.
But again, as a pitcher, I would be upset. That's a play that should be made almost. It would be a tough double play, but at least one out there.
Pitch all the way is a curveball. Boy, that looked good, but just inside, I guess. 2-1 to count to Tristan Mooney, who is, how about it, 3 for 3 tonight with a double, a single, a bunt single, an RBI, and a run.
Yeah, the double off the first base.
Yeah. And it looked like first base actually popped up out of its holder. Really? Out of its sleeve out there. At least to me, anyway, with my bad eyes. 3-1 now the count to Tristan.
When I was playing down at Yakima Valley, our coach bought the pop-off bases.
Oh, yeah.
So there was like suction cups on the bottom of them. And if a kid slid into it too hard, it would pop off. And then you would have to stay on there was a square that was in the plug still that you would have to stay on. And so it could be a pop-off base down here.
Ooh. It's not, because I've seen him put it in. But
yeah.
But get a little conversation on the mound right now with Mr. Sato about throwing strikes and just trying to get outs. And, here's your chance to work on your craft.
Yeah.
Bases loaded for the Apple Sox. Back to the top of the order for Cade Martinez. My wife, meanwhile, is home right now. Marion is not here tonight. She got the night off. She is preparing us for a trip to Winthrop this weekend for Father's Day.
Nice.
And she's hoping we leave tonight. I told her, I said, well, if the game's over and I can get back to the station, around 9 o'clock, then, yeah, we can go tonight. Well, it's 8:35 right now.
25 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going to wrap this up in the next 2+ innings. So
no.
Now batting, number 2, the shortstop.
And I just got a groan from Malcolm back in the studio too about sorry about that, Mac. So the base is loaded here and back to the top of the order. 1 run is already in. Apple Sox up 11-1 as Cade Martinez will step up. Cade with 3 hits in a row now, a couple of RBIs tonight. Chance to pick up some more right here. Pitch on the way to him, swung on and hit over the mound. That's shortstop in, will field and throw. He'll get the out, but another run will score.
That's right.
So give an RBI on the ground out to Martinez. 6-3 on the putout. That is the first out of the inning here for Port Angeles defensively. Bates scores on the play. Mark Marlboro running for Bates. And then Penscover winds up at third base. Mooney down at second. And that brings up Brady Bean. First pitch to him misses for a ball. 1-0 the count to Brady. We talked about batters with multiple hits tonight. Martinez, one of those. Brady Bean, also one of those. He's got 3 hits tonight, including a home run, swing, and a foul at the plate. Oh, no, not a foul. Umpire took his mask off and was ready for a play at home, but we talked about this earlier where the runner will hold at third base.
Well, and I was watching the runner at third base, and he looked a little bit upset with himself for not going on that. So,
at this point in the game, Mitch is probably just giving them the option, right?
Yeah, give them the green light.
Sure. It's on you. Runners at second and third for the Apple Sox. And this pitch bounces in outside as well. Sato with a smile on his face, just doing what he can out there for Port Angeles.
Yeah.
Behind in the count here, 3-0 to Brady Bean.
2-1. 2-1.
Excuse me, 2-1. Okay.
They had 3-0 up on the scoreboard, but they missed the swing.
Gotcha.
Swing and miss.
Pitch by Sato on the way is way outside for a ball. Now it's 3-1. See, I was just, again, foreshadowing.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, on Wednesday when we had the game, I saw people here with fans. Now I see people here with blankets.
Yeah. I wish I had my sweatshirt tonight.
I know.
I did not bring it. The 3-1 pitch on the way by Sato is ball 4. So the base is loaded once again for the Apple Sox. And that'll bring up third baseman Kyle Panyanaban.
Ring, ring.
Panyanaban is, he doesn't have a multi-hit night tonight. He'll have to face a new pitcher because we will get a change. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. Still batting in the 6th, 2 runs in, and trying to get some more. We'll get you the new pitcher coming up next here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Welcome back once again here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. A new pitcher on the mound taking over here for the lefties is Levi Arnold. Arnold, a 6'1", 195-pound sophomore from Edmonds Community College. I'm not finding Arnold numbers so far this season there we go. He is making his 4th appearance, has an 8.1 earned run average. We mentioned that Port Angeles has had kind of a rocky start to the West Coast League season.
Yeah.
They come in with a record of just 2 wins on the season, and in the games they have lost, it has been 8-0, 11-5, 10-9, 7-0, 7-1, 10-4, and 6-1.
Yeah, you're going to have a high ERA if that's the case, huh? Because their defense, they've played pretty good defense tonight.
Yeah, they have. The team ERA on the season, 6.72, by the way. So
you can't win many ball games with that.
No, that makes it a little bit of a challenge. So Levi Arnold now taking over, 3rd pitcher of the night here for the lefties, and he inherits a bases loaded situation. The wind continues, as you can hear, to really blow from left field, left to right here at the ballpark. And ooh, I got dirt in my eyes on that one. And Panyanaban steps up with the bases jammed, and the pitch on the way to him is a fastball missing outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
It's kind of neat looking across the valley and seeing all the windows reflecting back at us.
Up on Fancher Heights, looks like flash bulbs going off right now, or somebody's running an old-fashioned 8mm camera with the old the lamp on top.
Yep.
As they shine brightly in our setting sun here in eastern Washington. Pitch on the way is low for a ball. 3-0 the count to Panyabon, looking for an RBI. This would be his third of the game if he could coax a walk here with the bases loaded. And the pitch by the left-hander is outside for ball 4, so that's exactly what happens. Apple Sox score yet another run.
Now batting, the first baseman,
Ben Scover comes home to score on the play.
That's the cringiest.
We got a new hitter here.
Now batting, Colby Holmdahl.
Colby Holmdahl.
So
from
Colby Holmdahl going to step in here from Edmond CC.
Yeah, teammates facing each other here. Probably seen each other in practice games. Yeah.
So Holmdahl steps up with the wind blowing out to left, and we keep on waiting for a left-handed bat to find the beyond the fence line here. Pitch on the way to him is a fastball missing inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Holmdahl. So we'll definitely have some changes defensively for the Apple Sox when we head to the 7th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th, and the pitch here is outside and low, and nobody feigning like they want to go anywhere.
And this right here is where I would still have the runners at third base, whether you're going to hold them or not. That's one thing, but they should still be thinking, I need to read this ball in the dirt and then assume that I can score or assume I can't, and then take 2 hard steps.
Yeah.
Just because in a game when we're playing against Bellingham, we need to make sure that
that happens.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss here by Holmdahl, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I think Colby might be trying to pad some stats with a swing like that.
Yes, he is.
Pitch on the way to him is swung on and popped up foul and out of play, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Shortened up on that and just fouled it off. Give himself another chance.
Yes.
13-1, by the way, our score right now. And sometimes, as a coach, do you ever worry, save some of these runs for, tomorrow, Sunday?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't bank them, but I mean, you still kind of go, ooh.
I know, it's tough, but
Holmdahl is hit by a pitch, so that will score another run.
Jack Barker.
14-1 now.
Yeah, and it gets to a point here where Mitch is probably like, okay, would you please get us out so we can move on?
Right. Jack Barker now steps up for the Apple Sox. A couple of doubles for him in the ball game, and the first pitch to him is outside for ball 1. 1-0 to count.
Yeah, Levi's having a struggle finding the strike zone right here. He had his teammate down there for a second, but
pitch swung on and hit in the air. It's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Apple Sox putting it on the lefties here tonight. And the ball got away from the third baseman, and another run's going to score. My, oh my, they clear the bases. Give Jack Barker 2 RBI on the play, as he'll go into second base.
Now batting, number 5, Reese Vassar.
Reese Vassar entering the game for us.
Apple Sox bring the 10th man to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th.
Reese is out of Arizona Christian College. Assuming this is Quincy's brother.
Yes, it is. Yeah. He'll bat for Jake Sanko. A few fans on a chilly night here at the ballpark, seeing what's happening here in a 17-1 game, heading towards the turnstiles right now, and I don't blame them at all. First pitch misses low and inside to Vassar. Reese ready. And the pitch. Curveball is high and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Might have to have one of our crew go over to the concession stand and see if they got a XXX sweatshirt over there. 2-0 the count here to Reese Vassar. Pinch hitting for Jake Sanko, and he'll swing and miss. And a little bit late on that one. The count goes to 2-1. not often you have siblings that play summer collegiate for the same team. We had, of course, the Gebbers boys back in the day, John.
And Danny.
Dan Gebbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a Gebbers that joined us later, Hawkins.
Yeah.
This pitch swung on a hit in the air to right field. That's going to get out for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third, so Reese Vassar give him a base hit. And we'll see if it's, well, let's see. Camden Bates had a pinch runner for him, Marlboro, earlier this inning, so it will be Marlboro batting.
Quincy Marlboro.
Now, how often have you seen that where a guy comes in to pinch run
it was
then
last
comes
inning.
around?
It was last inning, yeah.
No, it was this inning.
Was it really?
Yeah, this inning. Because we're on the 11th batter.
Oh, my goodness.
In this inning. And we're going to get another pitching change. So we will take another break and come back. Sorry, Malcolm. It is still the 6th inning here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the PNW for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some summer smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. It's the summer of good, only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Get a great deal on making the most of every property. The Kubota commercial landscape lineup is built to do more. From the RTVX utility vehicle to the Z700 mower to the SVL track loader. When your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that doesn't let you down. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months, or save up to $4,000.
Well, the Apple Sox certainly have brought their hitting shoes here tonight as they lead it big time here over the Port Angeles lefties, just getting the number of the new pitcher into the ball game. And you wonder if they're going to throw a pitcher or they're going to throw a position player. It will be a pitcher. Cade Stewart, 5'10", 180-pound senior from Fresno Pacific. Originally from Seattle, Washington, so he will take over on the mound here. Cade Stewart, 4th pitcher of the night here for Port Angeles. And the 3rd pitcher of this inning for the lefties.
Yeah, 3rd pitcher of an inning. That's a positive thing for us, but not for them, unfortunately.
No, and that makes it a long weekend, too. If
it does.
Had guys lined up for the next 2 days. Pitch here, swung on and hit on a hop to the shortstop. They'll flip to second for 1. Relay to first is getting past the first baseman. Another run's going to score.
Yeah, oddly enough.
So 6-4 fielder's choice.
Now batting, number 7, the center fielder,
Marlboro.
Gunner Henscover.
Hold at first base on the play. The ball did not go out of play. Meanwhile, goodness, running out of ink here. Pencil, right?
Yes, pencils.
Pitch here swung on and fouled away. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in the inning for the Apple Sox.
That works.
As Gunnar Penscover comes up. He's already got an RBI single in this inning and has scored a run in this inning. This pitch swung on and grounded to the 3rd baseman, and under the glove it goes out to left field. And the beat just gets uglier for Port Angeles here.
Yeah,
that is catcher. I'll agree. And he
okay, good.
So over to 3rd goes Marlboro. Down to 2nd goes Penscover on the air on the 3rd baseman. And this brings up Tristan Mooney. Mooney hasn't had a lot of chance to play, and so he would love to add to his stat total here.
Yeah, he would.
He's already got a great night going. 3 for 3. He scored twice, has an RBI.
Walked in his 4th at bat.
Pitch here is a strike on the outside corner. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
You ask, and it shall be delivered.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's cousin Nick Cochran right there that came through
Nick.
for you.
I appreciate it. Oops. And almost blew away. Swinging a foul back here. Count goes to 1-2 on Mr. Mooney.
Yeah, it got cold quick.
It did. It did. So we had to grab Cousin Nick to go buy a sweatshirt here for the announcer tonight. This pitch swung on and hit in the air to right field.
Yes.
Going to be in for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. And how about the night for Tristan Mooney in the bottom of the lineup for the Wenatchee Apple Sox?
4 for 4 with a couple more RBIs there. Jeez Louise.
Now batting, number 2, the shortstop, Cade Martinez.
And what did you say he was coming into the game?
He had 1 hit.
1 hit. That's right.
hit.
He was 1 for 6. Now he's almost batting 500. Eric.
Yeah, just like that. 1 game. Cade Martinez now steps up for the Apple Sox as this 6th inning just will not end. Swinging a foul away in the count 0-1. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is the 14th man to come to the plate here in the 6th inning.
Goodness.
For Wenatchee.
6th at bat for Cade Martinez.
Pitch on the way. In there for a strike in the count 0-1.
And actually, Tristan Mooney is batting a cool 500 now. 5 for 10
How
on
about
the air.
that? Pitch on the way. Curveball misses high for a ball. 1-2 the count as Cade Stewart on the mound now for Port Angeles, just trying to get this inning to mercifully come to an end. 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Swung on and a hit hard to left field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. So yet another base hit for Wenatchee. And we're going to have to start reaching for the record books here pretty soon to see how many hits Wenatchee has claimed in 1 inning in history.
Well, we've got to be getting close to a game.
2, 3, yeah. Actually, that's only the 5th hit in the inning, believe it or not. There's been a lot of walks in there. Hit batsman. Brady Bean now steps up. Pitch to him as a curveball in for a strike.
It's got that breeze blowing out to right field again. See if we can't
get another
copy what we had.
Home run in the first inning for Brady Bean. He has scored 4 times here tonight. Pitch is high and inside for a ball. 1-1 the count. I'm trying to wait between innings to put this new sweatshirt on, but I don't know if I'll
be able to. You might be an icicle by then.
1-1 the count to Bean. Pitch on the way is inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count.
What a night for the merchandise booth.
Yeah. Going to be some new sweatshirts donned all over the park tonight. 2-1 pitch here, swung on a miss, and count goes to 2-2. See, and that's the challenge here. You know, one, you got this game in hand just about. I mean, but if you're a batter here and you're trying to, improve your stats for your summer line, and you got a long summer yet to go, so you don't know what's going to happen. So you don't want to give up and at bats.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's where I was talking about a sacrifice fly. You've got to score the run,
right?
Because then it doesn't
helps that
hurt.
dude to just put the ball in the outfield.
Yeah.
2-2 count to Bean. Look how far the right fielder is playing back.
Oh,
he's about 5 steps from the warning track here. 3-2 as that ball bounces in.
Runners moving on the pitch here. Full count, 2 outs.
2 outs here in the 6th. This would be the greatest comeback in the history of comebacks if they could come back with this.
Oh my goodness.
Pitch goes all the way to the backstop.
Don't speak that.
We'd be here till 3 o'clock in the morning. So the bases are loaded again.
Kyle Panganiban.
So Kyle Panganiban will step up. Panganiban. I had it for a while, then I lost it. Bases loaded for Kyle. He'll swing and foul the first pitch back. 0-1 the count. Panganiban, base hit back at the first and an RBI ground out in the second, a fielder's choice. Also got a bases loaded walk earlier in this inning for an RBI. A couple of RBIs for him tonight. This pitch swung on a hit back past the mound. The second baseman fields and throws, and finally, mercifully, the inning comes to an end. And how about that? 20-1 is the score. Apple Sox in charge. We head to the 7th here on the NCWLIFE channel.
They're behind the first base dugout right now.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
We got a new pitcher into the game for us right here. We've got Aiden Gonzalez out of Gonzaga University. As the night keeps on getting cooler and cooler for us, Eric's throwing on his brand new sweatshirt, looking good. I don't see anybody else new in the field for us. Eric, I'm just going to say you're way better at filling airtime than I am. Oh my gosh.
I was busy putting my sweatshirt on.
I told him.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. All right, sorry about that. As we are in the top half of the 7th inning here at the ballpark tonight. Apple Sox, if you're just joining us, that is a correct score on your screen. 20-1. That's right, 20-1. As we are heading to the 7th inning, and the 9th batter coming up, Jeff Nelson. And you said a new pitcher on the mound for Wenatchee?
Aiden Gonzalez out of Gonzaga.
Okay, so a new pitcher for Wenatchee.
And we have 23 hits, Eric.
Yeah, I'll have
that's a lot.
I'll have to dial up the old record book here and see. 1-1 the count to Jeff Nelson. I think everybody involved here, both sides of the diamond, just want this game to get over.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
It's like, okay, let's just flush this one. And if you're Port Angeles too, I mean, these are one of those ones where it's easy. You just go back to the hotel and you go, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Pitch here misses low and away for a ball. 3-1 the count to Jeff Nelson. And if you're the Apple Sox and Coach Mitch Darlington, you want Aiden Gonzalez to throw strikes here.
That's all you want.
And that's not what happens, because he walks the leadoff man here in the 7th inning. I kind of joked about the biggest comeback in the history of comebacks.
Telling you,
let's not joke about that. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Valley Tractor, North Central Washington's trusted equipment and rental dealer for 75 years. As we head back to the top of the hour, Taylor Kirk is due up. We might see some pinch hitters as well for Port Angeles. We'll see about that. Gonzalez misses for a ball. We saw Aiden pitch in that 10th inning the other night. Ended up taking the loss for the Apple Sox as he gave up 3 runs in the 10th inning. So his task here is to get some work in.
And this is the nice thing too, that he gets to come out here and
no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, and flush away that any negative thoughts that he had in his head about the last performance that he had.
Heading to the 7th inning in Seattle, Mariners and Guardians still tied at 2. First of that 3-game series. Mariners trying to turn things around right now as the ship is taking on water. You like that?
That
Mariner reference?
Yes. Yes.
Maritime reference. 2-2 count here to Taylor Kirk with a runner at first base on a very windy night at the ballpark. This is a double play chance. Flip to second for 1. The relay to first is off the bag on the throw. And so safe at first is Kirk.
Number 13, Tommy Markey.
So a fielder's choice will turn out to put Kirk at first base. 4-6. 1 out in the inning, and that brings up Tommy Markey.
Cade took that and was almost looked to me like he was trying to beat the runner to first base. He took
was
about three steps down the.
It was a great flip
Yeah.
from Jake Sanko. Well, Sanko was out there a second. We probably have a second baseman now, don't we? Because a pitch hit for him last inning.
Yeah.
So we should get those defensive changes for you. Pitch swung on, a well-hit ball to center field. It's going to drop down for a base hit. So a one-out single for Markey. Second hit of the night for Markey.
Now batting number 35.
Runners at first and second brings up Tyler Schulman. See who we have defensively in the infield here for the Apple Sox. Probably have some changes in the outfield as well with bodies all over the place. And of course, Wenatchee not wearing uniforms, they have numbers on the front.
Oh, or crossed up our catcher on that one. Threw a curveball. I think he was expecting
runners are going to move up.
And we saw this the other night too with him crossing up a catcher.
That's right. That's right.
So remember, we went to touches. I wonder if we're going to do the same thing here.
So the second baseman for the Apple Sox, by the way, is Reese Vassar.
Okay.
So Vassar out there at second base. We got some other changes defensively too.
Number one's at first base.
Yeah. So was that Marble?
Let me see here.
Yeah. Oh no, Holmdahl.
Yeah, Holmdahl. Yep.
So Holmdahl at first base. Meanwhile,
and that was from like 2 weeks ago.
Schulman with the count even to him at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch by Martinez is strike 2 call. 20-1 our score here at the ballpark tonight, and that wind just will not relent.
No.
1-2 the count. Our weatherman, we were talking about Grant Olson. This pitch swung on and hit to the left side. Throw across is in time. Run's going to score meanwhile, so it's 20-2 now. As Kirk comes home on the play. Give an RBI on the ground out by Schulman. 5-3 on the putout. Down to third base goes Markey. And Jay O'Neill steps up.
Aiden's a lot like the rest of our pitchers that has a little bit of velocity. It's been something that I've noticed. The Portland pitchers, we don't have the pitch tracker like we would want, but
I probably have an email sitting and waiting for me. Trackman, owner of the Apple Sox, Jose Oglesby, asked me for my email. He says, I'm going to send you the info. So I have it. I just haven't had time to dial it up tonight.
But it just looks like the velocity from Aiden is
hefty,
pretty high. So
1-2 the count here to Jay O'Neill. Pitch high and away for a ball. Full count now. So 1 run in makes it a 20-2 ball game. I know that sounds odd. Swing and a miss. And that'll be it here for Port Angeles in the 7th. Fans will take their stretch. Those that remain who are witnessing a blowout here tonight. 20-2 our scores. We head to the bottom of the 7th here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Apple Sox fans, it's time to stand up.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
You're watching Apple Sox baseball here on the NCWLIFE channel, along with Brandon Schmitten. Eric Granstrom with you here on TV tonight, streaming around the world on the internet on our website at NCWLIFE.com. Also on our Facebook page at NCWLIFE. 20-2 our score. Let's see what else is happening around the West Coast League tonight. I'll have to refresh my page to get the latest on that. Of course, a lot of fans are watching what's happening for the Bells tonight as Wenatchee tries to get back into a tie with Bellingham atop the West Coast League standings, North Division standings.
Yeah, it's not too often that you have people come in relief and already have a second at bat in their second inning.
And that is the case for Mr. Holmdahl here, who quickly falls behind in the count at 0-2. Victoria, this pitch swung on and hit the air to right center, and it's going to go all the way to the fence, rounding first, heading for second. Holmdahl going to dig for third, and they'll finally get the ball in. And Holmdahl with a leadoff triple here for the Apple Sox.
Jack Barker.
That ball just kept on going and going and going, didn't it?
It sure did.
Playing first base.
No chance for Markey out there in center field. So Victoria leading Bellingham now 10-1. That game happening at Wilson's Group Stadium in Victoria tonight.
Number 11 entering into the game here
for the Apple Sox. Okay, so.
Oh, Jack, never mind. This is Jack Barker.
Okay,
he's been in.
Jack's been there.
Yeah. My apologies.
It's all right. Count 2-0 on Jack. Jack in the ball game with a couple of doubles, a base hit, a couple of RBIs, has scored a run. Yeah, it's been an adventuresome night. We've got some kids down behind home plate that are playing with our microphone down there, so I'm going to alert our folks here.
Well, that looks like it's going to fall. It's in the triangle. Bermuda Triangle there. That's a tough play on a night where there's no wind, but that with the wind, that ball died immediately and then left nobody there to catch it.
Apparently the wind blew my pen away.
If it was a pencil, it'd still be in your hand.
I think not. Oh, here we go. Carson helped me out. Thanks, Carson. Appreciate that. So a little bloop single here for Barker. That'll go down as a sharp single, right?
Yes.
And for the Apple Sox, Holmdahl waiting at third base over there on the play. No need to add injury to insult or insult to injury. Vassar at the plate now for the Apple Sox, ahead 2-0. Pitch here swung on the ground and slowly to the left side. Runner from third breaks. He'll score. Meanwhile, the throw to first base is in time for the out. So give Vassar an RBI on a ground out.
Now by number 10.
You know, I looked down there and I saw the closeness of that play of Vassar coming in and stepping on the first baseman's leg. He didn't, which is good to see. But watching the NCAA tournament now, the World Series, they have a second bag, kind of like girls softball.
Yeah.
So girls softball was an orange bag. The one I'm seeing out there is a green one.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Which, I mean, you don't want to change a sport that's been around since the 1800s, but for safety, why not, right?
Well, I mean, they didn't used to wear helmets.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, thank goodness for that, huh?
0-2 here the count. And a swing and a miss. Gone on the strikeout.
A batting, number 7.
So Gunnar 2 outs in the inning for the Apple Sox. And Gunnar Penskover will now step up. Scored 3 times tonight, did Gunnar. He finally got aboard on a base hit safely in that wild 6th inning where Wenatchee scored 10 runs. It's 21-2 now, by the way. Penskover
25
takes the
hits.
first pitch for a ball. Got to be a record-breaking night tonight here in Wenatchee. This pitch is low and outside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Wenatchee still, after this inning, still has one more at bat, by the way. Pitch here swung on and a fly ball into right center. Center fielder running in. He'll make the catch for the out. Nice scamper out there by Markey. And that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 7th, but they add another run and they lead it 22. Did I say 20? No, 21.
21.
21 to 2.
21 to 2.
Okay, I had to take my shoes and socks off to do some more counting here in between. So we'll take a break, come back, 8th inning on the way here on the NCWLIFE channel.
A new video game, a movie, dinner with friends. There are a lot of things worth saving up for. Vapes aren't cheap, and buying pods over and over can stop you from affording things you want more. When it comes to your money, choose what matters. Choose you.
When life gets stressful, jumping into your passions can help you find your calm. Avoid vapes, which contain nicotine and can make feelings of anxiety and depression worse. When it comes to your mental health, choose what matters. Choose you.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
All right, back we are here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium in a rout tonight where the Apple Sox lead it 21 to 2 over Port Angeles. Eric Valdivia due up here, but he'll face a new pitcher on the mound for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Help me out again.
Aaron Plattner from North Colorado College, senior.
Okay. So number 18, Aaron Plattner, 6 foot, 180-pound senior, originally from Bend, Oregon. It's going to be kind of fun for coaches too when you've got a kid from a town that has a team in the West Coast League, to snap him up and have him come play for you instead of playing for the home team.
Yep.
Let's get you some other scores in the West Coast League tonight. Nanaimo is leading at Kelowna 4-3. That in the top of the
Number 12, Sam Matocic.
excuse me, top of the 9th inning. They're in the top of the 10th in Walla Walla tonight, tied at 5-5. Portland top of the 9th. Looks like they're going to win again at Springfield 9-1. They lead that one. Corvallis leading the Marion Berries in the top of the 9th inning 4-3. That's in Corvallis tonight. Edmonton on top of Kamloops in the bottom of the 4th inning 5-3 in that one. And Ridgefield leading in the bottom of the 7th, or excuse me, no, Bend leading at Ridgefield in the bottom of the 7th 5-3 the score in that one.
Sam Matosic is batting now for Bellingham here.
Port Angeles.
Port Angeles.
It's okay.
Jeez Louise.
It's all right.
Port Angeles. Sam's out of Centralia College, freshman.
Swing and a fly ball to center field and right at the center fielder out there. I assume that's still Pensacola out there.
16, Jeremy Gieson.
Yeah.
So one out here in the 8th inning. And we got another pinch hitter coming up as Giesig, Jeremy Giesig will pinch hit.
From CSU San Bernardino.
6'1", 195-pound senior from Upland, California, in the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch to him is in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Now, I'm sorry, but the umpire's strike zone has to be larger right now. Has to be, right?
He's got short sleeve shirts on. It better be.
Yeah, he's a little chilly. Pitch on the way to swung on and chopped to the third baseman, running in on the play. And Panyanaban, how about that play from third base?
That was a good one.
5-3 on the putout.
And there's that same situation where we get to a spot where there could have been a foot being stepped on, and that could be a career ender, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So So looks like Dom Dominguez will still be the DH, and he will still bat for himself here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Pitch to him is a little bit low for a ball. 1-0 the count.
I like seeing this. You know, Aaron comes in here and he's throwing a bunch of strikes, attacking guys and making sure that they're putting the ball in play and keeping our fielders interested in the game.
So a pitch here is in there for a strike. 1-2 the count to Dominguez. Sacrifice fly for an RBI in his credit tonight, and this pitch misses just outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He would be a tough guy to hit against as a left-handed hitter.
He just comes so
down
sideways.
a little bit. Yeah.
So the ball is going to start behind your back and then come across the plate. Pitch here misses low for a ball. 3-2 the count to Dominguez with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. By the way, when the final out is recorded, we will be done with the broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. Just a heads up for those at home. Pitch here swung on, hit hard to right field, and that's going to be extra bases for Dominguez. He'll round first and scamper into second base with a double with 2 outs.
That ball was hit hard. He hit that ball earlier in the game that had a great play in center field going back. So you could see why he's in the DH position for them.
So Will White is scheduled to hit, but it will be somebody else. It'll be Jack Edmonds to hit.
From Brown, another super intelligent person. Isn't Brown part of the Ivy League?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Line drive right to Cade Martinez out there at shortstop. And that'll be the final out here of the top of the 8th. To the bottom we go. Wenatchee in charge, 21-2. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
Fresh food, local spirits, great coffee. Unique shop.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
To the bottom of the 8th inning and bottom of the order, Tristan Mooney due up here for the Apple Sox as Cade Stewart continues to throw for Port Angeles in a 21-2 game. How many hits did they have on the scoreboard for Wenatchee? 25, 26 hits?
Yeah, 20. I think it's 25.
Tristan Mooney has had a career night here for the Apple Sox. If, in fact, he's going to bat here in the 8th inning, he will.
For 2, Tristan Mooney.
Mooney, 4 for 4 tonight. 3 RBI, 3 runs scored. He'll lead it off in the 8th inning for Wenatchee. And the first pitch to him is swung on and hit up the first baseline. And bobble by the first baseman, but he will get the out.
He missed the base on that one.
Now
Tristan Mooney did. Last time he hit first base.
That's right.
He was aiming for it.
Ended up with a double on it.
Yeah.
Not this time. Back to the top of the order for the Apple Sox for Cade Martinez, who made a nice grab on a line drive to get the final out in the last half inning. First pitch to him, swung on and grounded, speaking of, to the shortstop, scooping it up and throwing over. A pretty good job defensively by Kirk over there at shortstop tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good middle infield play this year.
Yeah.
Brady B.
So 2 outs in the inning for the Apple Sox. Brings up Brady Bean. Wenatchee with 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, run in the third, 5 in the fifth, 10 in the sixth. Foul territory, long run for everybody here, and it's going to fall as strike 1.
You know, that's
and
the second or third time we've seen it tonight by both squads of balls dropping and people thinking somebody else is going to catch it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Wenatchee guilty of that in the infield, which is not good.
No.
So there's definitely, I mean, coachable moments for Coach Darlington out of this one. Lack of concentration that allowed the first run of the ball game for Port Angeles.
Cade Stewart's done a good job coming in and getting some outs for them in the latter part, mop up. Just somebody to come out and throw some strikes and get some balls put in play.
Okay, the wind blew my mouse over. How is that possible that the wind could blow my mouse over? For my laptop here. Of course, a lot of people are going to listen to that and go, would you use a mouse? You don't use the trackpad on your laptop? No, I'm old school, baby.
I like using a mouse on a laptop as well.
Of course, I have a mouse pad here too to go with my mouse. It's ball outside for ball 4. There's been a lot of those tonight for the Apple Sox offensively.
His 7th at bat.
Kyle Ponganiban.
So Ponganiban will step up. He's got a base hit, a couple of runs, RBI. I mean, everybody's in it offensively tonight. I don't have to go through the laundry list in a 21-2 game. Pitch here, misses outside for a ball. I'll have to thoroughly apologize to my crew tonight for not only a gargantuanly long game, but also the weather tonight. I'm sure that Juan, are you still alive out there in the outfield?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, all right, he's waving. Okay, good. I'm glad. Pitch here, cued off the end of the bat. Pitcher waits for it, bare hands, and then throws, and that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 8th inning. 1-3 on the put out. So we'll head to the 9th frame, mercifully, and it's a 21-2 ball game. You're watching Apple Sox baseball on the NCWLIFE channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
To me or not back there. Maybe not. Maybe he just fell over in his chair back in the studio.
Asleep. Oh, 5-2 Mariners. Who was I talking to that's related to Cagney?
I guess we're back. I don't know at this point, but here we go to the top of the 9th inning, bottom of the order. Jeff Nelson, maybe due up here for Port Angeles.
No,
number 9.
How about number 9? Levi Joyce.
Yeah, Levi Chase. There we go. So Chase batting to lead it off in the 9th inning. And you said new pitcher for the Apple Sox?
No.
Oh, okay.
Same one.
Check swing here fouled, and the count 0-1 to Chase. He went after a ball there that probably should not have. By the way, I want to thank our crew tonight here at the ballpark and back home. It has been a very long few weeks for Malcolm Whitehall, and Malcolm, I appreciate you. So do the rest of us here and the NCWLIFE family. Thank you, Malcolm, our studio producer tonight. Cagney Fox getting his first chance to be our line producer here tonight. So thank you, Cagney, for your work on a brisk and long night at the ballpark. Our cameras, Juan Sanchez, Callie Benson, and Eli Ginter. Tim Bernowski, our production assistant tonight, giving the lovely and talented Marion Grandstrom the night off. Foul here. So thanks to our crew. Mariners, you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Good lead now, 6-2 over Cleveland. That's in the bottom of the 7th. And did most of those runs come in the bottom of the 7th?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 runs in there, 4 runs for the Mariners in the bottom of the 7th. So that's good news for Seattle. Get off to a better start on a homestand than what they've been playing like lately. Oof.
13 hits for the Mariners tonight, too. The hit line is getting filled up for the good guys tonight.
And I can't see out to that scoreboard. Does that say 25 hits?
Yeah.
25 hits. Okay. Pitch here swung on, fouled to Mr. Chase. I see we're playing with the sound effects here tonight.
Yeah.
Since it's a, non-game at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Getting some practice. Everybody's getting practice.
Sure, why not? 21-2 our score. As the Apple Sox have scored 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points here tonight. This pitch, oh my
goodness.
Looked like it was strike 3 on the outside corner. I guess that goes to my question about whether or not the strike zone expands or not.
Yeah, Joyce is happy that they didn't expand it on that right there.
I got a text message, by the way, from Juan out in center field. Fernando Rodney was who I was thinking about
there
with the flat brim and the little sideways tug to it. And then the fling of the imaginary bow and arrow after a save. Thank you, Juan. That's a baseball guy right there, remember that. That was not a strike. Okay, want to know the count here to Taylor Kirk. Back to the top of the order for Port Angeles. This is a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 to count. Again, as soon as we get the last out here, we're done. That's it. There is no more. We have local news coming up at 10 o'clock. And we got a bunch of frozen popsicles out here working the game. Line drive here will go off of, over the second base bag and into center field.
Yeah,
it almost hit the glove.
It did.
Now batting, number 13, Tommy Parkey.
One of the scariest moments I think I've seen in baseball was in the Little League World Series. A pitcher threw a pitch, and a kid hit a line drive right back at him and was going straight for his head.
Oh my.
And it hit the bill of his hat, and it accordioned the bill of his hat and then fell straight down.
Oh my
The
gosh.
pitcher didn't get hurt one bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure he had a little bruise from the impact, but the bill of the hat took up all of the impact there.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And that shows you how hard hit the ball was. But also, I mean, the bill of a cap is a stiff thing. That shows you how fast that ball was coming back at him. Holy cow. 2-0 the count here to Markey. And make it 3-0. Or
no, that's strike.
Oh, strike. Okay. By the way, Apple Sox do not have an out recorded here defensively in this inning. Pitch here swung on, and they still will not have it out as that base hit is to right field. Going to load up the bases.
Brady Bean likes to leave his feet on his throws, doesn't he? He saw him do that Wednesday night, too.
So Brady Bean fires that ball in. Good time to practice your throw home. So the bases are loaded here for Tyler Schulman. Schulman got a base hit in his first at bat, has been hitless since and 3 times at the plate. A couple of strikeouts thrown in there as well. Pitch on the way to him is across the knees for a strike, 0-1 to count. Well, to my recollection, now I was out of Apple Sox calling games for a long time there, but I don't know if there's ever been a triple play
Really?
In Apple Sox history.
Yeah, those are fun ones.
Be kind of a fun time to have that.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine? 0-2 count to Schulman. And the pitch. Chops foul on the first base side, so the count stays at 0-2. Again, we'll be back with baseball a couple of Fridays from now. On June 27th, Victoria at Wenatchee. 6:30 we'll start our pregame show with the two goons you have behind home plate right now. Then we'll have another game on Tuesday, July 8th, Kamloops and Wenatchee. And then our final regular season game on the schedule is on July 18th, the Nanaimo at Wenatchee. Actually, no, we've got Bellingham August 1st as well. So we're not quite done yet, but we're at the halfway mark. Hard to believe already for us as far as our 8 broadcasts scheduled here this summer. 1-2 pitch is inside and hit him, and ouch, I got him right on the wrist or on the back of the hand. And that's going to score a run. That's the second time tonight we've had a hit batsman with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Apple Sox scored a run on that scenario, and now Port Angeles scores a run on that scenario. So give it RBI to a hard way to get an RBI for Schulman.
Yeah, painful way.
Yeah, and a cold night like this too. So Jay O'Neill steps up with the bases still jammed and still nobody out in the inning here for Port Angeles. Make it 21-3 now. As this pitch misses outside for the ball. 1-0 the count to O'Neill.
Got somebody going down to the bullpen. Just in case.
The 1-0 pitch here is in there for a strike, and the count even at 1-1.
There will be no save tonight. Let's just say that.
Unless it's the most incredible comeback in the history of comebacks.
Would you quit saying that?
Swing and a foul at the plate here. Count the ball and 2 strikes. Well, at this point, other than out of sheer curiosity, I can't imagine that the viewership of this particular game is very high right now.
Right now, yes. Yeah. They're probably watching the Mariners game.
Or the College World Series, or paint dry.
Or they're asleep. Ooh, that ball almost came back, Eric. I gave up on that, but it almost came back.
Well, the wind didn't give up on it, right? Very windy night at the ballpark, blowing out to right field right now. With a left-handed batter up there, here you go, grand slam home run opportunity for Jay O'Neill. 1-2 pitch on the way to him again, swung on and hit foul, and this is going to be out of play. Aaron Plattner trying to just get the final 3 outs here, but it's been an endeavor for him here. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. 1 run in already. Bases still jammed. And the pitch. High for ball 2.
I agree, there was a ball there. I just wanted that to be a strike.
So did my fingers right now. 2-2 the count. Might have to send your cuz back over to the concession stand, see if they got any gloves on there.
Right. Buy yourself a pair of sweats.
2-2 pitch by Plattner, swing and a miss. So there's the first out of the inning. And for Plattner in relief, that is his first strikeout.
Number 12, Sam Modisic.
So Sam Modisic, we saw him come in as a pinch hitter in the 8th. He flew out to center. Center. So 1 out, bases jammed, pitch to him. Grounded to the shortstop. Double play chance. Nope, they'll throw to first and get the out there.
I like that decision there of him just going across to 1. Just get the out. We don't care about giving up runs right now. Just get the out.
So another run scores, 2 runs in the inning now. Makes it a 21-4 ball game. And Chance Doty, is it Chance Doty or who is
this
it?
is number 16.
Okay.
He came in hit last inning too.
Gleesig at the plate right now. Pitch swung on a chopped off the plate, slow roller. Third baseman in, will field and not in time on the out at first. Another run's going to score.
Yeah.
So an infield single for Giese.
Dom Dominguez.
You know, they're racking up the hits right now, too. They've got 10 in this game.
Yes, they are. This is their 8th man to the plate here in the 9th inning.
In his last at-bat, he smoked a ball down the right field line.
And he was looking for the fence there with that swing.
He was.
0-1 to count to Dom Dominguez. 2 outs in the inning here. Runners on the corners. Pitch is in and hit him. I think did it bounce first?
No, it hit him.
It just hit him flat. So second hit batsman here in the inning.
Now by number 22, Jack Edmonds.
They do have a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen for the Apple Sox. That seems rather strange to even say that in a 21 to now, what, 5 games?
Yeah. But if nothing else, it gets him some pitches down there too. So it's like throwing a bullpen, getting himself ready. So
first pitch to Will White, misses outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. This is not Will White. We had a pinch hitter come in for Will.
22?
Yeah. This is Edmonds. That's right. Jack Edmonds. Pitch on the way to him. Swung and fouled off the catcher, and the count goes to a ball and a strike on Edmonds here. Edmonds lined out to the shortstop back in the 8th. We're in the top of the 9th. 3 runs are in. Pitch here misses inside for a ball. 2-1. So Shulman over at third base. This pitch swung on a fly ball deep to left field, and that is going to be gone. Grand slam home run.
You said that earlier, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Well, first ball that we've seen hit out to left field this year.
This year, absolutely. So Edmonds with a 4-run jack. Grand slam here in the 9th. Well, you know what, if you're Port Angeles, you know, you take heart in the fact that you didn't give up on this game, even though it was out of reason.
Yeah.
Now by number 9.
Yeah, you would like to see us come out and just shut it down.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes when you've got a 12-run lead after they hit a grand slam, that's still hard to stay the focus, right?
Yeah, right. So the lefties bat around here in the 9th inning, bring their 10th man to the plate. That's where it all started. As Levi Joyce back in there again. And he'll take this pitch, evens the count at 1-1 strike to Joyce, who walked and scored in this frame. 7 runs are in the inning for Port Angeles.
Did I push the wrong button there?
I don't know what you pushed. Sir.
Is this it?
Oh. No, yeah. So if you want to mute yourself, it's this one right
that
here.
One. Okay.
You're fine. We're just trying to wheel the final out here, folks. That's what we're trying to do. As it is 25 to what?
25 to 9.
Okay. Strike call. 2-2.
25 to 9. That's a 21 to 9. That's a good football score. Oh my gosh.
Ball 4.
Now batting, number 1, Taylor Kirk.
So Kirk will come up for the second time in this frame.
You know, right now Mitch is thinking, do I go get him or not? And then he's like, oh boy, if I go get him, that means we got to stay out here for another 3 or 4 minutes while he gets warm.
Right.
Get the out, would you please?
And this could be it. They'll throw the short route, and Lord have mercy, the game comes to an end. And it is a 21-9 win for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Again, thanks to our entire crew, both back at the studios and here on site. That's going to wrap it up. We'll see you again a couple of Fridays from now for more baseball. Brandon, thank you, sir.
You bet. Thank you. It's always fun.
Happy Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And we'll see you again soon here on the NCWLIFE channel. Good night, everybody. Spy Busich.
Thanks for watching Wenatchee Apple Sox Baseball right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Tonight's broadcast was sponsored by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Caldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, the Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Tacos Shava, Together for Youth, Valley Tractor, and Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. This has been a special presentation of NCWLIFE Channel Sports. We now return you to normal programming already in progress.
So the Apple Sox will advance